Come on, man. There we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another Jedi Academy on RSG, another RSG stream. Like we always do, I'm your host, Ranger J1999, and this is the show where we grab together some bright people, add in a little bit of mental damage, which is myself and Finn, and do the Jedi Academy. And this is a straight Q&A show where we answer all your questions about Star Wars Galaxy Heroes with maybe some expert advice. I wouldn't count on it, but we'll try anyway. Joining me today, of course, is my heterosexual life mate, Dr. Finn Medicine Woman, the Troll Extraordinaire. And apparently Dr. Finn doesn't want to talk to us.
I'm talking, and I have my camera on. It's just my mute button is all funky. I need to get a different mic at some point. But I was saying good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody out there. And I have food snacks. So we are good to go.
It's too early in the morning for this bullshit, Finn. I'm really sore, I'm really tired. And
Welch's Fruit Snacks, one day sponsoring Finn.
Please don't sponsor us. Please, God, don't. I've never heard the end of it. All right, let's also introduce our other panelists. We have, of course, from the crew, we got Sir Lucky, the lightsaber builder.
Good morning.
How's your harem this fine morning, Lucky?
Good.
Lucky.
I'm great. Good to be here. I dream about this.
Loki, the only person I know that can make that sound sexy. All right. Also joining us from the Rock of Gibraltar, guarding the ways to the pillars of Hercules. We've got old Scry Gaming.
How's it going, ladies and gents? Hope you're all good. Good to be back here.
Mm-hmm. And while we're all trying to drink coffee and orange juice and stuff here in the U.S., he's drinking beer. Because he can. Because it's late in the afternoon there. All right. Speaking of beer, the Foster's lover himself, the whiny we call Heinzie. It's Heinzie from Heinzie ANZGC. There he is. Heinzie.
Good morning.
He's Australian, so don't hold that against him.
How you doing? How you doing?
Trying to sound like he's from Brooklyn or the Bronx, and it doesn't sound right.
Nothing about me sounds right. Let's be honest.
Okay, that's true. I like the fact that you're being open and honest about your mental retardation.
Absolutely. No, I owe you an apology. I meant to join you last week, and I set my alarm, and I fell asleep and didn't wake back up. So, sorry, but I missed last week, guys.
Well, I think I'm going to throw it in the chat. Give you a chat 3 punishments that you can perform, and then you'll perform them. The first one is I think he should be run over by a bulldozer on a bed of glass. That'll be option number 1. Number 2, full castration. I'm just going to throw it out there. I'll put it on the table, full castration. And
Big shout out to Mrs. H. She's already done that, man. She's already got him in a jar, so she beat you to it.
I'm going to let Mrs. H lead that charge. Then 3, you have to listen to Finn sing for 3 hours straight.
Oh, hell's to the no. Come on, man. There's standards. Come on. That's just way too much.
Throwing it out there. Y'all pick and chat.
I'll do it with the wig.
If you do it with a wig, then that's fine. Yeah,
okay, there we go.
That's different. Yeah.
And bring some snacks, man. This could take a while. Bring some snacks.
You know what the best snacks are? Fruit snacks. Welch's Fruit Snacks. Berries and cherries.
I'm really not in the goddamn mood for this shit, Finn.
Thank you for that setup, Heinzie.
I'm glad they're fruit snacks because I was worried that they were going to be nuts, and I thought Finn's going to bring his nuts out to show everyone. That scared me even more. So
no, I just take my balls out on Monday. So
that's all right. Sure, that was close. That was close.
It's too early, man. It's too early.
No, it's not, man. Come on, dude.
Maybe
Spark
not
up,
for
bro.
you. Oh, shut up, Heinzie. Just because it's like midnight there doesn't mean it's not midnight here. Because it's not. God damn it! It's early in the morning. And I'm not in the mood for that shit.
You got a show to run. Fire up, baby. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, I'm going to say no, Heinzie. How about that?
Has that little bit of no.
How about no? Okay. I'm the boss. Need the info. All right. If you're new to the Jedi Academy and wondering what all this nonsense is, it's just a Q&A show. It's pretty simple. If you want your questions answered, all you have to do is put your questions in the chat. However, we have a special format that we like to use. It's not too complicated. And since we use Nightbot, that's our filtering tool, Finn will be getting all the questions. And the way if you want a question answered is you put your question in the chat. Make sure you put the word question in front of your actual question statement. We use a keyword for Nightbot to filter, and that's the keyword is question. You can see that there's examples of it already being done in the chat, so it's very much appreciated. Now, if you don't do it that format, sorry, we can't answer your question because most likely we're not going to see that shit. So if you want your question answered, it behooves you to follow directions, instructions, and help us to help you, help us to help you. All right. I think that covers all the mechanisms. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. Really, the thumbs up is a big deal. It helps us get our content out there to the algorithm of YouTube. I think that's all the news and announcements. Anything else, Finn, before we move on?
No. I mean, we have our GACs and stuff later.
Yeah,
but
so right after this, we'll do our GACs. I'm going to do mine. Loki's going to do his. Scribe and Heinz will hang out. It'll be a lot of fun. And we'll just immediately, as soon as we get done with Jedi Academy, we'll pop over on Twitch, knock that out. Then I'm going to go slave away on the hill a little bit. And then we should do D&D today at 5, barring anything unforeseen. And after us, Finn will do his GAC at some time. I'm assuming that's correct, Finn?
Yeah, I'm probably aiming around like 3-ish.
Okay.
3-ish or so. You know, I have a very interesting matchup this time.
Oh.
I bottom fluff all the time. But this time, my opponent has a Galactic Legend Ray.
Oh, you're screwed.
No. The rest of his roster is kind of crap because that's what happened. If you're facing me with the Galactic Legend, the rest of your roster is not going to be high enough. So he has like gear 9s and 10s on defense for teams like Grievous. Like, it's just...
That's trash.
Well, because he's relics so many characters for Rey, and I only have 16 relics. So getting a Galactic Legend Rey is going to make it difficult for you to face just the depth of anybody that has like an all-around roster. So it'll be an interesting GAC. Yeah, if you're bottom fluffing like me, which I do. Bottom fluff. Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah. So, So it'll be interesting. Yeah, I saw you saw that, Scribe. You got to fluff. That's what
I saw the Scribe saw that you saw.
You're the fluffy bottom boy.
Got the fluffy bottom.
Can you fluff away again? That looked beautiful. That was magnificent stuff to watch. Just fluff. Oh, I love it, man. I love it.
Goddamn Loki, man. Let's go get like a shot of espresso or something, man. I can't deal with this shit.
Go get a beer, dude. Harden up. Come on.
I already had my coffee, man, so go for it.
Seriously. Can't deal with this shit. All right, so we're getting the questions in. We usually just start off the conversation about stuff that's going on in Galaxy Heroes this week or what's on people's mind, but not a lot happened this week. Heinz, anything on your mind? You're thinking about the game, things, anything. You can pop it up. There's really not a lot, but anything that's kind of on your radar.
No, not really, man. Game in game itself, it's been pretty quiet. There hasn't been anything for or against. I think we all agree with that.
Quiet out there.
I don't know. I mean, new Mando stuff.
We knew the enemy was out there. Somewhere.
Well, we got a new pack. We got a new pack.
Yeah, it's new pack, but I think it's hinting at stuff, right? I mean, we've got Mando season 2 dropping in 6 days. We know it.
Yeah.
Is the child coming or what?
Is what? Sorry.
Is the child coming or what?
I don't think the child's coming into the game.
I don't think so.
Didn't they say he's not coming because he's too young?
He's 50, man.
They don't want to depict
I know, he's older than all of us. I mean, this is some bullshit.
No, I thought there was a forum post where they actually said that they're not going to put him in the game because he depicts a kid. He depicts a minor. So they can't
just
do it.
Not be able to be targeted or hurt. It'll be like,
he's 50, man. He's older than me.
Unless he's there as like an event buff where you can summon him, but I
always thought that was going to be the thing. Is like Mando.
They've been weary about that, right? They don't want to put little kids.
He'll be floating around in that little ball. He'll be able to force choke things and heal.
If he ever gets close to dying, the thing just shuts on him, so he's protected in his little bubble.
He just reaches over, presses the button, closes himself.
Answer me this. If Baby Yoda came this game, which one of you would not wail on Baby Yoda?
Me.
Like, which one of you would not?
No,
you would not?
No.
I've never spent a dime, so I'm not gonna know.
I said already, I am not getting Baby Yoda if he comes into the game because there's no way I'm ever gonna have him in combat.
Wait a minute,
ever.
I would. Never mind. I changed my tune, Heinzie. I'm changing. I'm going with 180 degrees, so I can just show Finn over and over again. I'm just gonna send Baby Yoda in by himself and get him slaughtered.
Oh,
See, that's exactly the reason why they won't. I don't think they're going to bring in Baby
Finn
Yoda.
won't well, but I will.
Balancing the force again.
Yes.
No, but see, here's my thought on that, because I was discussing it with people earlier this week, right? I think that the current Mando characters are going to lead to a Moff Gideon legendary, right?
Yeah,
That's the first thing. They're going to release other Empire characters that are going to synergize with him. Jetpack Trooper, Flame Trooper, Scout Trooper, right? Yep.
No Mama
so
Trooper.
you can start creating a Moff Gideon team. But I think what's going to ultimately happen as we get maybe towards season 3 and 4 of The Mandalorian is we are going to get not a Baby Yoda. I think by that time the child is going to have a name, but we're going to get a release similar to that, but as a Malak release. So in the meantime, we'll get another character. So if you look at Gideon as maybe similar to like a Jedi Knight Revan, we could get a Beskar Mando similar to a Darth Revan, and you'll need both of them in order to get the older child. Yep.
All right, cool.
So that's what I'm thinking is ultimately what's building up. Like they're going to hold off on the child just like they did on Lightsaber Luke, right? You remember how long they held off on a Luke with a lightsaber?
I'd like to get Luke's lightsaber.
Yeah, and then we got 3 of them now.
Then we got 3 of them.
You got one of them that doesn't use his lightsaber. He throws fireball.
I love Luke's lightsaber.
So that's my thinking anyways of where this is going to go in terms of the Baby Yoda and all that. Because I didn't see that post that Loki is talking about, but it makes sense, right? My issue was that he's just too young to be into like the combat like this. I know he's 50. They actually refer to him as the child. So you would literally be putting
that's the issue, right?
The child into combat.
Yeah.
And?
You can't put a child into combat.
What do you mean? Children have been in combat throughout history, brother.
That's an extreme circle. This is a game. We're not sacrificing the child in a game.
We sacrifice younglings.
And the women and children too.
Yeah.
I hate them.
We're not getting younglings in game too. Although, again, I still like a game mode where every day you just go in with your Anakin and try to slay as many younglings as possible to get on top of the
Skywalker,
leaderboard.
what are we going to do? There's too many of them.
Younglings. It's the Youngling Slayer. Like it's highest scoreboard game. When you're bored, just go kill younglings.
Yeah, I want a title.
They reward you with 1 youngling scalp.
Yeah. I want the youngling.
What else? 73 in the chat. So Ezra and Sabine. Yeah, I don't know if they're children.
No,
they're teenagers.
They're teenagers.
Yeah, they were like 17, 18 years.
They're
a little younger.
Somewhere in the U.S. Yeah.
I think she was like 16 or something when Rebels, and he was like 14 or 15. So they weren't exactly kids. They weren't exactly adults either. They were tweeners, so.
Yeah. But we don't have pod racer Anakin, I think, for that reason.
Yeah, I know. This is pod racing. Well, this is my foot up your ass. You're dead.
He's like 9 years old, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's a menace.
Yeah, he's a little youngin'. Little bit of a youngin' right there, boy, let me tell you. All right. Okay, I think anybody else, anything on your radar, mind, thoughts, prayers, concerns, bitches, gripes, complaints. All right, let's begin. Finn, first question. I leave it to you. You control everything. You control all our destinies, Finn, and you can pick whoever you like.
So we'll start off with. I don't want to start off with a fun question, but the first one. Okay. This will be a general question. The question's from Jay, and Jay's question is: how did slicing to 6A go for each of you? So have any of you guys sliced up to 6A, and how's it going?
Come on, man. It's me, man. I don't get nice shit. Get out of here. I haven't hit 1 speed yet, man. I've been doing it religiously.
Loki, how many have you hit? Loki's probably hit like 5.
How many could we do? Oh, we could do 5, right? If we do 5. No, so I've hit 3 or 4. So I took 1 to,
nice.
I took 1 to blue, and then the rest went to green. And I hit
speed.
All the ones I hit went to 27. So I'm stoked.
I hit 1, man. The goddamn Illuminati, man. That's some bullshit. Every time, Loki, you hit shit, and then I don't, man. God damn it.
Sorry, man.
You know what? See, you kiss my ass on this shit. I mean, seriously, man.
So I'm actually bummed on one of my mods.
Yeah, I feel bummed having 27 speed. Yeah, it's tough.
No, I had a 24 with a 4 roll, and that's the 30 speed one, right? If you can land 6.
Yeah, this sounds like some first world problems. I'm really not interested.
And I only landed 3, so it was only a 27.
Yeah, that's tough, boy. That's a tough thing, man.
Man, I wonder when we're gonna start seeing 30 speed secondaries.
So I have 2 more 24 4s that I really want to roll to 30.
Nice.
Bullshit, man.
I'm waiting for those.
Just wanted one
more.
goddamn mod.
I've taken one mod to 6A.
I have one mod. I have a square. Square has offense primary, and there's no other. Like, it can't proc another primary, so it's actually an offense. I have an offense percentage on the square. It's an old mod.
What, on the secondary?
I want to slice that sucker. So it's got double
percentage on the primary and the secondary on a square.
Yeah, because it's an old mod from back in the day.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Yeah, there were speed arrows back in the day that had speed secondaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were supposed to, I think, get rid of those, but they
are super. Yeah,
they missed a lot.
They did a sweep back in the day, and some of the mods that were missing a line, right? So this is like way back, but there were some that were still preserved in the game. And they're out there. So
Speedos before the dark times.
Yep.
But
yeah, I want to do that. I want to do that double offense percentage one just for the hell of it.
Yeah, slice that bad boy.
So yeah.
I've taken one mod to 6A. It was it had 4 rolls of speed at 22 before I started rolling it, and I took it all the way to 6A and it didn't roll speed. So I'm like, you bastard. Yeah. But it did roll twice on offense percentage, so it's got like a 4.8% offense and still 22 speed secondary, so it's still pretty damn good. And I took another one to green, and that rolled speed, and it's now 27. So I've got one success story so far.
Nice. Yeah, no, I've had a couple of offense bumps. I haven't had a speed bump yet.
Yeah,
I've had a couple of good offense bumps. I've had a 2% offense bump.
I didn't have that
bump,
either,
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and no, I've just been working on my crit damage triangles, trying to boost them up a bit and see how we go. And yeah, I've had some offense bumps, but that's all.
Oh, you die. Okay, next question.
All right, so we'll start up at the top. We'll start with Heinze.
Yes, sir.
And question is from the Dr. Jojo.
Jojo.
How do you plan on running the 4 Galactic Legends in 3v3 GAC?
Okay. All right, so I've just finally got the ultimate on Palps a few hours ago. So I've got 3 now with ultimates, working on the other one now. And I'm running a 2 and 2 at the moment. I'm gonna put 2 on defense and hang on to 2. Again, it depends on your opponent. I think that's probably the key, depending on what they have. A lot of the ones I've faced so far only have, the old Ray and Kylo still. I've found the last couple of rounds, so I've still been putting, a few on defense, but I've been hanging on and having some fun and playing with the toys a little bit as well, just because we can. So I know that, there's walls of them. A particular guild, for instance, even in the last territory war, chucked all their Galactic Legends on defense, and they were half a zone short of filling the whole thing with Galactic Legends already in a territory war. It's happening already. But GAC, I'm hanging on to a few because I like playing with my toys. They're a lot of fun. So that's just me.
Yeah. What about you, Loki?
I don't know. I've been thinking about comps. I mean, if you got like Jedi Master Luke, I mean, if you had a team of like Bastila lead with Jedi Master Luke and like Wat Tambor on defense, that'd be horrible, right, to face.
You going with all 4 on defense?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You going with all 4 on defense?
Oh yeah, man. I'm just gonna chuck them on defense. I hate 3v3, so I really don't care.
Yeah, 3v3, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'll take a little step back and I'll get the free rewards at the bottom. But I don't know. I'll try to throw some crappy teams on or crappy for my opponent. But Sith Eternal, I don't know. In my bracket, so I'm noticing everybody pretty much in my bracket, like the 7.5 to 8.0 range. They're keeping SLKR for offense because they need something to take one of them down. I don't know. Maybe I'll throw my SLKR with the Night Sisters. I mean, that's always a team that's screwed up.
Sure.
we've been messing around with the Jawas and Rey, so maybe I do that. Just force them to use something good. Because everybody's complaining about the non-GL teams beating the GLs, but you still got to throw something good at it, right? You can't throw something bad at the quote unquote bad GLs. So, I think my strategy is going to be you put the GL with like 2 C or B tunes. So like Palpatine, like Sith Eternal, I'm going to go Sith Eternal lead probably with Dooku and Sid, right? I'll do something like that. So at least you get healing immunity from Sid, and then you get that random stun and ability block from Dooku, which is annoying. And kind of just play it that way, and then keep the. I don't know if I'll put Darth Revan on defense. I mean, he gets a crap load of holds. Just the Darth Revan, Malik, and Bastila. But I think that's the direction I'll go. I'll go SLKR Night Sisters and Rey Jawas and Jedi Master Luke with Bastila lead, and then Sith Eternal with like 2 trash Sith, and I'll just lay them all out and see what happens.
Gotcha. All right.
Yep.
All right. Next question there, Dr. Finanadoodle.
So for Scribe, question from Zachary Parlay. And question is, when are they finally going to shake up the stale ship meta?
Well, I think they've been working on it. I just think they've been working on it a little bit too slowly. I think our main problem is a lack of actual ships to go in each fleet. I don't think we necessarily need any more fleet commanders. We definitely need more fleet ships, because if you start throwing in additional supports for Holdo, the Radis, get additional support in there for the finalizer, I think Holdo needs it a little bit more. I already think that we see how Rebels can now be meta on offense with the Y-Wing. Empire with the Sith bomber, the Imperial bomber, is actually a pretty damn good ship, and has a lot of viability. But I'm not sure if we've got enough right now to warrant leaving these new fleets on defense in arena. I think as far as GAC and Territory War goes, I think if they get a little bit more love for these lesser used fleet commanders, then I think we're in a good spot for a lot of variety. But maybe you're right in thinking we do need a little bit more to help in arena, because at the moment it is just people use Malevolence to climb and Negotiator on defense, and it's kind of dull. But it's still better than it has been, I guess. I'm hoping we'll still see perhaps the Razor Crest come in, offer a little bit more viability as a plug and play ship, much like how you see Houndstooth completely prevalent everywhere. I don't know. I think they are working on it just slowly. Hopefully we'll get some more. I don't know what anybody else has an opinion on that.
Well, I think the premise on this question is interesting, right? Which is that you're right. Most people are probably leaving Negotiator on defense because it just holds better, and then using Malevolence to climb because it's an easy kill on Negotiator, right? But Finalizer can beat both those teams. If you have the First Order, like Finalizer can beat that. Radis can beat that team, right? Executrix, not so much. You might be able to put together something, but that's largely like anti-rebel that you can do something. Chimera, not really all that great. Endurance has just, you lose the Galactic Republic Negotiator. So there's some not great capital ships. But the fact that the 4 latest capital ships, right, Negotiator, Malevolence, Finalizer, and Radis, I think they're all pretty viable right now in the game. Like if you got any of those, you should be able to climb, right? But it's just, I mean, I guess Radis is missing like a true tank. Yeah. If Radis got a tank, it would be great. So yeah, that's my only thing. It's like the actual ships. Well, I would say the ships in general is stale. Right? We're getting very little ships. I don't think the meta is stale. I think the meta is just because people are just going with their comfort. They're going with Negotiator. They're going with Malevolence. It's not the fact that other teams are actually viable, but it's just that everyone goes in their comfort. Malevolence and Negotiator makes life easy, and everyone wants the easy life, right? So I don't know if I necessarily agree with the premise of the question, which is that ships meta is stale. I would say the meta is not stale. It would just be ships in general is stale. But I don't know what the rest of you guys think. That would just be my distinction there between meta and just fleets as a whole.
All right.
I'm still quite surprised that we haven't got a resistance tank ship yet. I mean, they even said that when they released Radis that it's missing. I mean, that's something that's definite. It's useless without it. It needs something to get the holdo maneuver off. Otherwise, it's just it drives me a bit mad. I just don't see that. So bring it out. Just bring it out.
That's what she said. What?
Whip it out.
What?
Nothing.
What? Science.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Next question, Dr. Finadudi.
Sure. So Loki, question to you, and this is kind of a carryover, so you might be able to answer this one easy, and I have another one for you. Nightmare question for Loki. How are you liking Mods 3.0 so far?
Love it.
Hated it.
No. It's not because I hit my speed rolls or anything.
Sure, that has nothing to do with it.
No. I love it. No, it's the mats. I was dreading the mats, right? So farming the mats. So it hasn't been terrible yet. I mean, we're all looking forward to the weekend, I guess, to get, or Friday nights, right, to get the refresh of the mats. I mean, that's the only thing holding the floodgates closed at the moment, is they're capping the amount of times you can get the mats. But I was seriously dreading if they were going to do that Sith health thing to get mats. Basically hard to complete feats, in these events. I was gonna be upset, because I mean, they're basically holding us hostage to those materials, and so far getting the mats, there was that bug over the weekend with the Night Sisters and all that, which is fun as hell. But other than that, there hasn't really been a hiccup on getting the mats, or I haven't felt like anybody was locked out, to get those materials. So I'm pretty happy with that, because I was giving them a hard time, saying that they were going to lock those behind difficult feats and events, and so far it's been okay, with everything.
All right. Next question.
All right. So Heinze, question from Jay.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Jay.
As more cheap counters like Troopers, Darth Revan, etc. are found to counter the new Galactic Legends, do you think they'll get a buff?
I think they might get a touch-up or a tweak. They do love protecting their Galactic Legends on release, and we know that, like anything's subject to change, gentlemen. You know that. So, yeah, I would expect that there'd be some sort of an adjustment. Might only be minor. It's not going to be anything outrageous, but I think the mechanics seem to work really well. I think that's quite good. But yeah, I mean, if you've got things like, as Imperial troopers that are starting to take out, Sith Eternal Emperor, that, really that is a heavy investment in material and crystal refreshes and stuff, the ultimates and stuff, and then you can knock it over with troopers you already have in your roster. I wouldn't be surprised if something's done to make sure that, makes it's harder for that to actually be done. I think that's the trick.
All right.
Well, do you have any thoughts on what kind? I know you mentioned some of the issues with it, but there's a balance between making it so that you're just countering some of these issues, right, with these smaller teams.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a bit more. I think somehow they're going to. I think they'll adjust it so it'll be a little bit more RNG based. I think I don't think they're going to go, no, you can't use troopers against it. I think they're just going to say that if you use troopers, it's not a sure thing. I think they've got to tweak it to the point where it's at least a soft counter, not a hard counter. And again, time will tell whether they do or don't. They might just go, nah, stuff it. We're happy with that. And that's happened before, isn't it? With the Jawas and the bugs. They've gone, no, I like that mechanic and we're keeping it. So, it's definitely not a case of, yes, look, it's certain and we're going to get a change, but they haven't made any tweaks or adjustments to anything yet. And they tend to do at least one or two to Galactic Legends, don't they? just with past history. So
I think it's worth mentioning that when it comes to the Imperial Trooper counter in particular, we're talking about Arnold's troopers here that are R7 across the board with really good mods. I don't think it's a case of, hey, go in there with your R1 troopers and your steamroll SEE. Yeah. This is still a heavy investment in what is probably not an ideal team to invest in. So I think for this particular counter, I don't think CG is going to do a hell of a lot because, like I said, that's a big investment in a team that's not ideal. Whereas other counters perhaps might get a little bit of a touch up to the GL, like undermanning SLKR soloing SEE. I think that's they've got to do something about that. Darth Revan duoing or trioing Galactic Legend Luke. There's got to be something that they can give a slight touch up to on that. Those things I think we might see a bit of an adjustment on. I'm not sure on the Imperial Trooper one, just because it's such a big investment, man. Like that's a lot to throw into a roster.
I was going to say that too. It's not a cheap team.
No, exactly.
I don't even have Relic 7 troopers, but I overcompensate with the mods. So
it might not be a heavy investment, but it's a reasonably free to play one though. I mean, there's none there,
sure.
And that's the point. I mean, they are reasonably free to play. So, and again, I'm not knocking anything, but again, these guys are built pay to play to be in front and on point. So,
100%. I agree.
Again, I think there might be a slight adjustment. I'm not saying that they're going to rip them a new one. I'm just saying that I wouldn't be surprised if there's a slight tweak anyway, which would be expected with any Galactic Legend after release. And it might be minor, it might be little, but there'll be something.
The free-to-play thing is actually an interesting angle too, right? Because if you're going to Relic 7 5 characters, I doubt Imperial Troopers would be your top 5 just to face the Galactic Legend, right? Like it is a free-to-play counter. Yeah, like it is a free-to-play counter, meaning that the characters are just readily available and you can gear them, right? But if you're a free-to-play and you were going to Relic 7 5 characters, you're much better off Relic 5ing like 5 of the characters needed for a Galactic Legend and getting one yourself at that point instead of going for the Imperial Troopers. So it is available for free-to-play, but I don't think it's actually like in all cases like feasible for them to go after it. Like I don't think anyone, just because and I'll ask you guys, if any free-to-play comes up to you and says, I'm struggling with facing Galactic Legend Emperor in Arena, and they're free to play, what would your advice be? I don't think any of us would say Relic 7 your Imperial Troopers. Like that's just, it's not going to be what we suggest, right? So
no, I agree.
So it is a kind of a catch there, which is, it's an easy counter for a Sith Emperor, but it is a heavy investment, like you guys are saying. So I think it does require a tweak, but I'm not worried about that particular counter. And actually, not super worried about to that same point almost, Scribe, the Luke or the Kylo Ren counter against Emperor, right? You're still getting a Galactic Legend. Now, it's a Galactic Legend soloing an entire team, which might require a tweak, but it's a heavy investment to get Supreme Leader Kylo too. Like it's another Galactic Legend. It's not like Malik doing it. So that one also not as bad. The Revan versus the Luke one definitely stands out. That one is a little more.
I think they should just put something in GL Luke's leadership that if he's leading an entire Jedi team, Jedi are immune to fear. I think that would fix the GL count at the DL counter. It might seem a bit heavy, but it's situational, and it would shut down that particular straight up hard counter to GL Luke. Like it's just it's a bit iffy. Maybe I'm just being overly harsh on this. I just don't think that DR should be able to underman a brand new GL. Like I think that's a little like with the SLKR. SLKR countering SEE. I do get that is a massive investment, but I still don't think that any GL should be soloed by any character.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's just absurd. So I think something, I don't like what you can do against that. I'm not particularly sure. Maybe Palps does need a bit of a buff that would specifically help him counter SLKR, but who knows? Who knows?
Back to the troopers, Finn, if I can mention, you were talking earlier on about possible Moff Gideon coming to the game at some point as a legendary.
Yeah.
What faction do you think he's going to boost?
Oh, yeah, he's going to boost Imperial Troopers.
Yeah. So if you're going to
create a new faction,
the troopers might be a lot stronger under Moff Gideon later on, and they're already able to beat, Sith Eternal Emperor now. Then you're chucking Moff Gideon in later on, who's going to buff them even more. There's your counter right there, and that's going to be a harder counter the way things are at the moment, right?
Yep. No, that's fair. That's definitely fair. We already saw that with Piet, right? The Imperial Troopers were kind of okay, and then Piet came in, and now they're crazy good.
One. He's magnificent. He's been a great addition to that faction. Amazing.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Next question. We'll go around the corn on this one because we cover the game, but we also cover the community on this one. So, question from the Dr. Jojo. We'll start with you, Heinze. How do you feel about the return of Urz and Warrior?
Wrapped. It's fantastic. I'm wrapped. I've been out on the front foot. That was the first I got asked that early on, and I'm absolutely thrilled that Urs is back. It's great to see him back there. I was around on Wednesday. I watched him when he came back for his tune-ups, and Monday as well when he came on for his tune-ups, or Sunday night, sorry. It was Monday here. I'm thrilled. The more people, again, covering this game, how is that a bad thing, guys? We know the game's great. It's a great situation, and we all know that Squadrons certainly hasn't worked out as well as Urs hoped and expected. I think that's pretty obvious. So it's certainly great to have him back. Warrior as well. You know, he's a staple of our community. He has been for a long time. So welcome back, guys. It's great to have you back. Straight up.
Subscribe.
100%. I'm super happy about it. Like Heinz really hit the nail on the head there. You know, more content creators in this game, whether they're new or old, people returning, is never a bad thing. You know, I think nobody will claim that Urza is not an entertaining person to watch. You know, Warrior had great, like, I've got a real soft spot for Warrior just in general, because when I first started, his Pillars video that I know you guys are doing an update to really set me on the right path. Now, I modified it to what I wanted to do, but the initial premise of his guide is what I followed, and it got me top of the arenas very quickly, and I've benefited from that for the last 2.5 years that I've been playing. So, like, for me, seeing Warrior come back is great news, and Urzatron as well. He's such an entertaining guy to watch. It's just like, why would anybody be upset by this? It's just great news.
I was more shocked with Warrior. That one, I didn't even see.
Came out of left field, right?
Yeah, that one, I thought he was done. He had moved on. You know, I just didn't get any inkling whatsoever that Warrior was coming back. That one shocked me, but it's a pleasant surprise for both of them, you know. So I'm glad to have him back. So Urge, you can get back in the hall and, you know, get Carbonite to the face and any amount of Space Ace STDs that you want from the hall, and then Warrior will be doing his Warrior stuff, and he should be coming back to the old Jedi Academy, I think, there, Finn, right? Get old Warrior back on the old Jedi Academy.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how Warrior feels about it, right? Because Warrior does want to make sure he knows what's going on in the game before he says something, right? And that's also part of the reason why he left Jedi Academy, because he was here for a while after he quit, because he was still in tune with the game, and then obviously he wasn't. So I'm sure Warrior will pick it up and do it. And to both of your points, like, I'm happy they're back. I just hope they're back and they're happy doing it, right?
Yeah.
We know why they left. They were frustrated with the game, right? And just situations around the game. And honestly, not much has changed in the game since they left, right? We have more Galactic Legends since Urz left, and that's it. So I hope that they're back and they're enjoying it, right? Because the last thing we want them to do is just to come back for the sake of streaming and then just be miserable streaming it, as like Urz was the first time, right? Because he basically said he was having no fun. He was just getting angry while he was streaming it the first time, which is why he had to step away. So I am happy that they're back. I hope they're happy doing it. That's ultimately what I just want. Agreed, I want them to be happy with whatever they're doing. And if this is what brings them happiness, and it just took maybe like a step back in order to realize that some of the frustrations are worth it and I'll enjoy this, then I am happy for them. And I'm glad that they're back.
All right.
Loki, any thoughts?
No, I agree with the panel.
Loki's like, yeah, me too.
Man, there's so many words today, Loki. You're on fire, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know.
We love this.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
No, I think we're all right. Look, you can tell. I mean, again, I've been watching him. I mean, of course I do. Look, this is the reason I'm even doing this. Let's be honest. I've been forward. I've been on the front foot and said, look, you know, he's been certainly an inspiration for me doing what I've done up until now, and it's been a crazy ride, damn quick, and it's pretty mental. I never even thought I'd be on a show like this. I'm not going to lie. It's just mental. It really is. So,
brother.
yeah, but it's one of those things where, I mean, I watched Urs the other day, and he felt more like his old self. And I know that sounds silly. He seemed a lot more calm, collected, composed. He seemed fresh. He seemed revitalized. And I think taking some time away, and a lot of people do it without streaming, A lot of people do it in the game anyway. Go away for a while and then just freshen up and then come back because they miss a community. And really, why wouldn't you? This community is insane, guys. It really is. You know that. We don't need to tell you. And I'm sure, you know, part of him would be, yeah, look, Squadrons didn't work and that's great. And he came out and said, you know what, I stuffed up and I was wrong. He was on the front foot about that. Fantastic. But he's also come back to a group of people that love and adore him as well. And you know, we love guys like that. And he's in a good headspace. And as long as he continues in that headspace, everyone's going to have some fun and everyone's going to be happy continuing to play this game. That is not a bad thing at all. I just can't see a negative there. I just can't.
And for people asking, like they hadn't heard of Warrior coming back and stuff, check his Twitter account. That's all I'm going to say. Check his Twitter account.
Enough said.
That's it.
That mod he rolled. Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Sorry, Ranger.
Warriors doing stuff with mods already.
It just hurts the more I think about it. I'm just getting angry.
There you go. All right. So, Heinzie, let's go back up to the top here. Question from Jay. Question is, 2020... Sorry, just the way he worded it. The 2020 shit show is almost over.
Yes, it is.
Any hopes for 2021 in-game or out?
Firstly, 2020 is a shit show. That's just obvious. 2021 is going to go one of two ways with the game. It's going to be a case of, okay, everything's going to settle down and we're going to have some consistency and we're definitely going to get some more Galactic Legends because they make some serious coin. The other side of it, it could be a case of, okay, 2021 says, hold my beer. I mean, we just don't know, do we? It could go one of two ways, and it could be even a larger shit show than we've got now. I doubt it. I think that things are settling down. I like what I'm seeing from guys like Doja. You guys know that. I think the community and the communication's improving. That is a fantastic thing for the community. It really is. Keep doing what you're doing, guys, and keep talking to us because we want to talk to you. We want to know what's going on. But no, I think that I don't want to sit here and go, it can't get any worse than this. I just can't because you just don't know these days. But I'm certainly a lot more positive about where the place in the game is and with other stalwart people coming back to the game, I think that's proof of it too. So, yeah, let's keep trending this way and everyone's a winner.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, 2020 has been, I think for a lot of us, there's two sides of the coin. One, with coronavirus and everything that's been going on in the world, and another thing, it's been like chaos incarnate, right? And it's been pretty awful. The game itself, and just in general, I think the game has gotten a more positive state. I can't believe I'd ever say that, but it really has. They've been doing a lot of good stuff in the game. I think I echo Heinzie's choice of words there. I think for the game, if they continue on the trend that they're going, I think 2021 has some great potential and possibilities. And we're not even done with 2020 yet. So they could really surprise us with some stuff.
Just to jump in there, Ranger, real quick, they did say that November is a huge month for them.
I know. That's why I'm saying that. Yeah, because we don't know what's coming, but it's the 5-year anniversary. Let's see if they can really, live up to what they said about that. But
Rambam's ears may be perking up, but really hoping Mace.
It ain't going to be a Mace rework, so just
not rework. New Mace.
Galactic Legend.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do
not
that.
Galactic Legend. No, I'm not going Galactic Legend. That's going way too far.
That's Rambam's thinking, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Who's going to be his counterpart? You get Galactic Legend Mace and then like a Dark Side Jar Jar. Would that like forever scar Galactic Legend Mace? It's just like your counterpart, Darth Jar Jar.
That's when I quit the game. Just going to throw that out there. Can't look at that. I just can't. No. Just no.
I see.
But with everything going on in the world, it'll get better. The thing that I've learned in just studying history and just through the stuff that I've been through is that sometimes shit sucks and it sucks for a little bit, but it can't suck forever. And it always, has your ebb and flow up and down. So I'm positive for 2021. I think we're gonna turn the leaf and things will start getting better for everybody, not just the coronavirus, things of that nature. But I'm positive for the game. I'm positive for 2021. Let's just finish through 2020. Let's have a really good holiday season for everyone. Being safe out there, things of that nature, and I think we'll be in a good spot.
Okay. Next question to Scribe. So Scribe, question to you from Asuka. And Asuka's question is, are players like Urs coming back a sign that the game is getting better, former players missing SWGOH, squadrons not being as great, or all of the above?
Yes.
He's right.
I think Miss Meow over there has answered her own question. It's very much a case of all of the above. I like to think. Like, let's be under no illusion here. I think that the first half of 2020 for SWGOH was not exactly the racing start we were all hoping it would be. It definitely started pretty slow. And GLs and everything, it was a bit of a nightmare when it first came out. The events were dull and boring. It was so draining, the ticket farming, learning how difficult the events could be, and then wasting a bunch of tickets. I think it really impacted a lot of people. And they came out and they were so hard to beat at first. And I think that really, really just downtrod everybody. But then, after a couple of months, and we got, like Vader rework, and we got some new characters come out, and, they started making changes to the Unity engine and started pushing stuff out a little bit faster. We got collective challenges, and then we got Top Man Doja Fett coming in, and he's talking to the community, and everything is starting to get on a little bit of an upward rise, I feel. It's baby steps, but I definitely think that the situation in SWGOH has been improving as the years gotten on. So I think definitely the game is improving. Squadrons was not the massive hit that some people were hoping it was going to be. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's not at all. It is a lot of fun, I think. But it's not, I don't think it's really a massive spectator sport that's going to fuel people streaming. And we've seen that is the case, So I think it's just a combination of things,
He's right. Yeah, think about this year. Beginning of the year, we had first the Galactic Legends. They were bad, okay? It was bad. It was a bad event. It was really bad. But then after that, what did we get? We got the Mando characters. We're like, okay, not bad. These are really good characters. And then they announced Unity. They launched Unity. What did we get out after that? We got the Luke event, which was spectacular. We got the Darth Vader reworked, and then we started getting these other characters like Mon Mothma, and Chewbacca and Piet, and so just down the line, it's just gotten better. They're trying to make, Galactic Challenges something. I've been very happy with some of the changes that they've done. We need to have it where it's supposed to be like they promised. They've addressed that, say that there's some issues and they're trying to fix it. Okay, they're being more open with their communications. So as long as they keep being open about their communications, I see they're listening to the community. They're trying to make the game, towards some of the things that the community says, and it shows me that they're listening. And the thing that we're missing though is content. We need a raid. We need some other stuff to use our characters, because TW is old as dog shit. GAC, man, they're just pulling shit out their ass, and TB and the raids that we have currently are, they're dull, they're boring. We just do it because we, it's part of getting the stuff that we need. So we need content, like stuff to use all these new characters in. So we'll see what happens.
And since the question was for Asuka and it fell on Scribe, I'm just gonna save her time. Scribe, where is your handsome meow?
My handsome meow is having a sleep on the bed. I'll go get it.
Okay. Yeah, because she wants to see handsome Smudge. All right. We also have joining us now the man himself, good old Maurice. How are you doing, Gom?
How's everyone doing?
Meow, 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 meow.
Meow, 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 meow.
Good morning, good Maurice.
Hey, man.
It is hard to top that. Oh, look at Smudge.
Smudge is like, did you wake me up for this shit? I'll kill you. I will
He was
cut
like looking.
you.
He was like, what the? Like, what's going on? Wait, what? I'm not
Like-
asleep anymore.
Like,
There you go.
listen here,
All right.
potato head. Don't you ever wake me up again. I will slash your throat. I know where you sleep.
There you go. Yep, you got to see the handsome smudge, and now
He's the
you also
bestest
have a good
boy.
Omori.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So Loki, question to you from Ice House SWGOH. And the question is, with no movies coming out for a few years and Mando coming out now, where do you think the game will focus on in the beginning of 2021?
Oh, I don't know. More Galactic Legends, I guess. What are they? 3 months apart now? I think is what it is.
Yeah.
What was the original cadence? Was it
It
4
was
months? 5 months?
6 months, wasn't it?
Six
They came
months.
out
All
in
right. So
March,
yeah, that would.
and then they came out last month, right? So,
Yeah. What is that? November, December, January. Yeah, we'll get another Galactic Legend in March, I guess, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be ready.
No,
Be ready.
I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I'm
just,
thinking.
just as I'm getting my fourth one, like, hey, the new Galactic Legends brought to you by Smacky Smalls. Like, God damn it, I just got Sith Emperor Palpatine. Son of a bitch.
And the ultimate, whatever. But,
Yeah, right.
No, I think they're gonna go Mando content. I think they kind of have to, because of the limited amount of series that are coming out. They can throw a Galactic Legend at us again. I can see that. Really want to see the ship content more because I don't think they tapped into it. So it's possibility with squadrons. I don't know. Maybe they bring some ships from squadrons in. I don't know. I'm kind of just thinking off the top of my head. Mechanics wise, I'd like to see them do more with the morphing stuff that they're doing. Like Mon Mothma summons a rebel that morphs into a commander or a captain or something like that. So
That'd be
They'll
cool.
bring in Super Saiyan 1 Goku, I'm sure.
yeah. No, and they're doing it with Galactic Legends now. But I mean, wouldn't it be cool if you had like, I don't know, like you had Visa's Mars or something, and they did a rework on her where she transforms into a Jedi or a Sith mid battle or something as an ability. I think that would be kind of cool.
That would be
But and then content wise, just new raid. I think that's coming. They hinted on vehicles, so maybe no new tunes, but they can bring in ships and they can bring in vehicles and they can bring in new mechanics, and then they can bring in content like a raid or something like that. So I think that's where they're going to go. I think they're going to tweak that graphics engine more, the Unity stuff, and give us more cinematic content.
all those polygons.
They don't necessarily need new series or new movies. They have a lot that they can pull from, and I still think they can make the game enjoyable, even though there's no new movies right now. And then they can just revisit old ones, right? They can continue the Clone Wars. And
We've also got the
like that.
Obi-Wan series coming out as well.
It's
Don't
true.
forget about that.
Exactly. Yeah. So anything on Disney Plus, anything, I mean, all that stuff coming, and they got a lot of stuff they still got to rework. So I mean, there's definitely a lot on.
Speaking of reworks, we may well see a rework on Boba Fett, Fulcrum, Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum, maybe Ezra, maybe who else are we
Sabine.
going to see in Mando season 2?
Sabine.
Sabine, yeah, exactly. So we might see some reworks for some older characters. I
Yep.
think Fulcrum, if they give
Or
Fulcrum
newer
a rework,
versions of them, right?
or new versions, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
because this
new
is now
versions
later. So, yeah,
Older
the
and
other.
wiser.
Yes, there's also we've talked about this more in Loving Infatuation more so than anything else. But the ability to just go into, because Star Wars is big, right? You don't necessarily need to have a show or anything. We do have the Obi-Wan show. We have Clone Wars right now, Mando. We have those as the shows. No movies, but they could always go back and do characters like Mara Jade, Dr. Aphra, and her droids. Like, just expand. They did Old Republic, right? They did it off a game before, right? So we got Old Republic characters. So we could see the expansion of the Star Wars characters being brought in from potentially a little bit more into the EU as well. And just see a bunch of the characters that people are all hoping for. Kyle Katarn could be in there as another one. I mean,
Kyle
there's a
Katarn,
whole
yes.
bunch that we could start bringing in. Yeah. And
That's my
don't forget,
childhood,
there's
man.
also the there's also the what's his the single player Fallen Jedi, right? His name.
Oh,
Cal Kestis.
Cal Kestis.
Yeah. Yep. So we could get Cal in there. I mean, there's a a whole.
We
bunch.
could get the Inquisitors finally. God damn it,
We
it's about
could.
time.
Like there is
They
a
had a
lot
couple-
Talk about
of
having
characters they could bring
Empire
in.
and some Empire synergies with the new Empire team.
Mhm.
Scout Trooper and the Inquisitors, do it. Do it.
Yeah, Loki, you can say that idea because that was another one I was thinking, but you wrote it in chat, so say that one.
What?
The one you just typed.
Oh, I'm just agreeing with Ray Rock. He said Zori Bliss and her ship is the Resistance tank. So I mean, yeah.
Well, we've already got the artwork for Zori.
Yeah.
Bliss, the animation and the
Yeah,
actual
makes sense.
model.
Yep. Yeah, we have a lot of
I'm
things.
not worried
already.
about tunes. I want like mechanics and stuff like that. Like I want all the content and mechanics
Just
and
want a new raid, man.
fine tuning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give us a new raid.
Give us something to use these characters in, not just the same things. That's pretty
Yeah,
much
say,
it, right?
yeah.
So, yep. Okay. Gom, are you ready for your first question of the morning?
I'm gonna say no.
Hmm.
Jesus
All right.
Christ.
Oh, let me redo that. Yes, absolutely, Fendi.
Can you guys give me some of that good question right there,
All
boy?
All right. Before we do that, we have to know, because this has been like a standing tradition now when Gom is on Jedi Academy.
Oh, no.
What was your breakfast today, Gom?
Nothing. I was doing some hardcore adulting this morning and woke up right before I hopped on here. So, I haven't had any breakfast yet.
Your hardcore adulting was sleep?
Yeah, my hardcore adulting was sleeping till 10:30. So,
Sleeping, shower, shave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a
I'll
plate
talk
of
about
okra.
straight from the bed in my underpants to the stream. So we're
Well,
All right. So, Gom, question to you from Ice House SWGOH. And with, sorry, that was the one. Sorry, Vincent B. Vincent B's question. Sith Eternal Emperor can be beaten by Imperial Troopers, Geonosians, others. Is he trash and does he need a rework?
all right. Well, my initial thoughts on both, not just him, on both of the Galactic Legends is they're great on offense. They're atrocious on defense. Now, that being said, they have been out for a week or two. You know, every time a new character comes out, somebody, you know, we all see in the videos, making videos like, oh, look at all this junk they can beat such and such. It could be a case of maybe they're underperforming a little bit on defense and maybe we aren't using them correctly on defense. Maybe we haven't found the right modding scheme, the right character setup, you know, the whole team composition. I do think they're a little weak. You know, Jedi Luke or Jedi Master Luke is kind of vulnerable if he's in the leader slot to Darth Revan. See a very well modded CLS team. I've seen them beat it. I'm twice now in Grand Arena. My Grandmaster Luke team has gone to CLS down to CLS, and that doesn't matter if it's his lead, if it's Bastille lead. Both of them lost to CLS. So, you know, I think they both have a case of the older teams kind of, you know, beating them, which is unfortunate. But I will say I don't have any experience with Emperor. I actually haven't even fought one in the wild. But I will say that Luke is phenomenal on offense. Like, I mean, you can beat Rey teams with lesser Jedi compositions for, you know, 58 plus banners. So, I mean, they do have their use. I'd assume that the Emperor, you know, when you're using him, can beat some stuff in Grand Arena too. But I don't know. We'll see. I would hold judgment on that for a couple more weeks. And if Imperial Troopers still beat the Emperor, then there's some real reason for concern. We might see them kind of tweaked a little bit, upgraded, if you will.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Okay. Back up to the top here to Heinze. So Heinze, question from Alexandru Gross.
Hey, Grossy.
And his question is, I have Galactic Legend Rey. Please give some advice on fighting Galactic Legend Kylo with either 1 or 2 tanks. I only win about 50 to 60% of the time, and I run Rey with Jedi.
It's got to time the whirlwinds and the ultimate. That's the trick. It's pretty simple, really. You go in with Rey. You go in with the 2 handbag boys, Finn and Poe. You go in with Holdo, and you go in with something like L3 or Zelbar, something along those lines. Malik works great as well. Chewie throws the guard around, and yeah, basically you just have to time the pulling the trigger on the ultimate just before he takes his helmet off. If you do that, then he obviously drops out, and then you smack him pretty hard straight afterwards.
I can tell you that depending on which team you're using, Hux will do his first speed up. By the time Kylo's on his second or third pass, you want to go in your ultimate, and you can see that happening as soon as you see like Hux has done it once, Kylo's done a couple things. You can kind of tell, and you can when he's about to, you know when it's coming. So as soon as your ultimate's there, plan it. It's better to be safe than sorry. So even if you do it a little bit early, it's better to be in his her ultimate form. Even if it takes him another round, then he goes into it and he hits. You're still not losing any but one point of damage, right? So then you can kind of survive afterwards a little bit better. So it's better to be safe than sorry. Don't sit there. If you think he's about to go on the ultimate, go into your cross. If you know for a fact when it's going to go, then you can wait another round. You can, but it's play that one safe because once Rey goes, I don't care if Kylo's in his ultimate or not, you wipe out the whole team. And the whole team is gone, then you can go clean up Kylo with somebody else, and that's the safer play in GAC.
If we're talking strictly arena climbing here, if you want a completely brain dead 100% success ratio for killing Kylos with Rey, just go in gas lead 5s, Rey, Chewie and Han, and you literally can't lose. It's impossible to lose. He'll get screwed over by the AI. He'll knock down gas. He'll focus on 5s. Because you've got lifeblood, 5s is in no danger of dying. And then you just end up whirlwinding the tanks. Even if he gets his ultimate off, even if Sith Trooper does his big AoE, you're going to be completely fine. And it has never lost for me, not once.
Make sure though, if you do that, you have the depth of roster to overcome.
You need the depth of roster.
Because if you do that, you don't have anything left to kick out anything else because your team comp's a little messed up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If this is just for arena climbing now, I wouldn't use this in GAC because
you're talking just arena now. Okay, I think
just arena climbing.
GAC, my bad.
Yeah. I wouldn't use that in GAC. You just
see for me
3 teams.
Yeah, so for me, when I'm doing arena climbing, my team is, and I have no problems whatsoever. But I've got Rey in there, I've got Luke, I've got Jedi Revan, Gas, and Hermit Yoda. I mean, I just speed up Luke. He stuns the whole team, and then it's like win-win.
The full like Rey Titans version,
it's pretty much it's easy as peasy lemon squeezy to get past Kylo's with Luke in there. I mean, it's pretty stupid. Now back in the day I had Finn, but fast Finn getting that turn meter to Rey to get her to her ultimate first is super helpful. So having a very fast Finn will make a big difference if you don't have Luke to use against Kylo Ren's, because then you're ready to go into your ultimate and be ready for his, so that it doesn't do as much damage. All right, next question.
Okay, next question is to Scribe. So Scribe, question to you from Nightmare. What would you like to see CG do for it?
For it?
For the 5-year anniversary.
Oh, for the 5-year anniversary. Sorry.
I thought that's what he said too. Like for it, I'm like, damn, are we getting a little cryptic here? Hey, Cryptic Jedi Academy. All right.
I thought he was talking about some crossover with the clown.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to do something with him,
what? Just shut up, Finn.
I don't want to see Pennywise in this game. No, creepy as hell.
I'm pretty sure that he's not coming to the game, Finn. I don't think you have any worries.
I don't know. You could get some.
Subject to change.
you see
I'm going to make a big bet that ain't happening.
That would be pretty fun, though. Pennywise is not coming to the game. Subject to change.
Subject to change.
Say it, man. Don't knock it. Subject to change. Anything's possible, bro.
So 5-year anniversary. I think we're going to see a lot of what we normally see. Maybe we'll get full Zeta. Maybe we'll get a bunch of gear like they've done in the past. Hopefully they'll give us some more of the Mark II mod slicing materials. That would be nice. But really, I just give us a new raid. Like, please give us a new raid. Pretty please. I'm begging. I'm like Oliver Twist with a bowl. Going, can I have some more raids, please?
Can I have some more, sir?
More? But yeah, that's what I'd like, but I don't think that'll happen. I think we'll just get pretty standard stuff that we always get. Maybe we'll get a new title, a new portrait, and then we'll get a bunch of free gear and Zeta mats and money and and hopefully new Mark II slicing mats.
Please,
Gonna get Clone Wars Chewie shards. We better get that.
Oh
Otherwise
yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
pissed.
God, I mean
Yeah.
that's a given. 3
And
Clone
just
Wars
saying.
Chewie shards. Yeah.
Can I say
loadouts.
something real quick,
Fleet
Finn?
loadouts, please. Fleet.
All right,
loadouts.
guys. We have 100 viewers at the moment, but only 31 likes. Can we get to 50 likes?
That is
50%.
bull. Come on, you lot.
Just throw that out
The
there.
like button. It looks like this, but sideways.
Like that. Yeah.
Ah,
Heinz is like,
marvelous.
yeah, it looked like this.
I look like
Yeah, damn
hit the
it.
button, y'all. I see the number climbing.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, damn
Man, gaming.
I was holding my thumb up and there's no camera, so it's just
Good job. There you go.
You need a plate of fried okra. That'll sort you out, dude.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Love that.
Oh,
chicken
God, okra in the
Popeyes,
morning.
guess.
I like okra, but in the morning,
Fried okra, that would. I mean, it'd sort me out all right. I'd be.
that'd be an interesting breakfast.
Yeah.
That is not breakfast material right there.
No.
What'd you have for breakfast? Fried okra. I gotta go, guys. Be back in about 20.
It's not wrong.
Yeah, it's not.
Darth Hideous.
Speaking
Your
of
like button is upside down.
Speaking
Of
of
course
upside
it is.
downness, guess who's just joined us?
Mm-hmm.
The Mod Whisperer
Mr.
himself.
Ramon Azab.
Hi.
Really?
Really?
That's still been there from before. I haven't changed it. I gotta take that out. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good until we saw that bullshit. Thanks a lot, Remo. Way to just jump in there and throw some nonsense.
I totally forgot that was even there.
No, I think you knew it was there. You're lying. Shame on you.
Yep. Oh yeah. There goes the neighborhood.
Yeah, pretty
it's
much.
just-
Well, listen, I figured a little bit of Ramon on a Saturday morning is better than no Ramon on a Saturday morning. So I joined us late, but I wanted to say hi and see how you guys are doing.
Mhm.
And to show nonsense in your background. Yeah, that's fine. We get it. Yeah.
I
Just wanted to make a splash. I got it.
You know that has been my background for like a long time now.
Do you
So
want
I
to
just
read
gotta-
on? You're just gonna
Yes.
throw me under the bus there? Okay, like, what's real? Oh my God.
Sorry.
I
I didn't mean to do that.
That was epic because the knife was right in your
You know what?
head.
How about, let's go.
Do it again. Do it again. Hercules. Hercules.
Oh my
We're
god,
gonna
this is
we're gonna go with my logo. There. There we go.
Wait, are you not wearing a shirt?
That is correct. So that's why I'm not on camera.
This has just turned into a completely different kind of stream.
I'm
guys.
so happy.
No. I swear I didn't mean to hit the button. I just.
Demonetize.
This is one.
Do you like pina colada?
What if we were filming at the beach? I mean, that's totally acceptable.
But we're not.
But we're not.
Yeah, so yeah, it's the middle of.
Yeah,
Oh, we're on YouTube right now, bro. Save that stuff for OnlyFans, your page later, okay? We've talked about this, man.
It's only fans.
All right. Okay, everyone, we have to focus. Okay.
Okay.
Focus.
Sorry.
Are we all focused? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Sorry.
All right. Loki, are you ready for your question after all that?
I need some more gum, man. Where's that?
No, you don't.
I remember when he was on Heinz's stream. Every time he took a sip, that button started to come down. He had that button shirt.
Yeah, well, I got
He
pretty
left that
roasted
one
on that
button, and I was like, dude, take more sips and just take it off, man.
He'll be back soon. He'll be back soon. He's got an alert these days. Bit of fried okra action every week now. It's very funny.
All right. So, Loki, question to you from Nightmare. The question is, there are now 7-star cams in the game. Haven't seen many videos on him since people have relicked him. Is that because it's proprietary, or is it safe to call him a bust at this point?
No, I mean, I wouldn't say he's a bust. What he does is he gives you another Geo light side territory battle team, and then he kind of makes Qui-Gon Jinn lead viable again. So he's there to entice the player to, I guess, gear up and relic other Jedi that you wouldn't use without him. So he's doing his job, I think. can he beat a galactic legend? I mean, he could probably beat Palpatine or Luke, but I mean, I don't know at this point. You know, there's, you know, we're
You've seen
testing
those
him as
videos
well,
of him
and
doing like 200k damage on his special. That's no joke.
yeah,
200K
he
is
beats like
big.
Darth Revan, right? Like there's videos out there. He's beating the meta non-GL teams with Qui-Gon Jinn lead. So yeah, you get a you get a piece that'll allow you to stretch your roster a little bit more in offense. He's definitely better on offense, I think, from what I've seen. Defense, he's okay. I mean, you're basically taking, you know, if you put him on defense, then you're basically telling your opponent, hey, you've never fought this team, you figure it out, right? And if and sometimes it works in GAC. So so no, I wouldn't say he's a bust. I mean, he makes like the other bench Jedi actually viable, and he's pretty fun to use on offense. So I'll leave it at that.
I think partly the reason, I think we've got a few of them in the guild now. I think it's, you know, everyone just got Luke too, so you have 2 brand new Jedi pieces. I think a lot of people are trying to figure out where the hell he goes without, you know, gearing the characters you said. Like, nobody really wants to do that. So I think everyone's trying to make it work with what they have, and you're probably right. You're gonna have to bust off.
He's super specific, right? Like
Yeah.
It's got to be Galactic Republic Jedi. So I mean, he's definitely gonna be on that kind of a team. I think it'd be foolish to put him on any other team, because then you don't get the speed, you don't get the health buff, and all that. So I mean, you're gonna see Luminaras and Qui-Gon Jinn's coming off the bench just to try, you know, to doing something. You know, Yoda's been on the bench for a little bit, so I mean, maybe use GMY now. You can use a Grandmaster Yoda lead too.
True.
There's a couple of pieces. I don't know. Maybe I'm a Gundy comes off the bench as a leader. I don't know. You know.
The dismantling of the other Jedi teams is part of this, right, too? Like you mentioned, like Grandmaster Yoda. So if you're still using Grandmaster Yoda with Jedi Knight Revan, then you're kind of breaking apart that team. But if you're using Jedi Knight Revan to like counter Rey, then he's free. So
he's the perfect end game character. I mean, there's no way, you know, a 3 million GP account's going to really have this guy, because you're just not going to have the roster to support him. It's basically an end game tune. And you need an end game roster to make them work, so you're not robbing from the core Jedi teams and Galactic Republic teams, right?
Yep. Okay. All right. Next question to Gom, and this is a question from Snoochie Boochies, who I haven't seen in chat for a while.
Boochies.
So hi, Snoochie Boochies. Been a while. So question is, I'm going to finish my farm on the Resistance Bros within the next few days. Wondering which one I should prioritize or mod for more speed. Not familiar with their kits as of yet.
Well, I'd have to look at the base speed. You want Finn fast. Oh, yes. You want them both fast, honestly. But if you're kind of low on speed, you can go put it all on Finn and just give Poe an offense set sort of route. It all depends on your speed depth. I personally like the both fast. That way, you know, the AI favors the turn swap with Finn. So if Finn happens to swap it with Poe, then Poe can just, and then Poe will go, then Finn will go right again. So, but you know, if you're low on speed, just go Finn fast. And there's ways to make Finn go slow. I think the better Rey teams, at least the ones I struggle against, are the ones that have Finn that will go before, you know, Vader, that will go before the majority of the counters. So, because remember, he's going to get a speed boost from Rey's leadership as well. So I'm not sure exactly where you're at in terms of mods. I know at my level, it's not uncommon to see a 330 plus Finn, but you know, I think, you know, if you're like 4 or 5 minutes, did he say his GP?
No GP listed. So Snoochie Boochies, if you want to put your GP, I'll give that to Good Maurice.
Yeah, you know, I think he would do your arena team first, but then he would probably be the next 4 or 5 fastest on your roster. I think that's a good spot for him. Percent million. Yes. 5. Okay, well, you know, maybe go for the 315, 320 and start there and see how much you can get on him. Yeah, Icehouse says my opponent has a 343 Finn. Yeah, we see him in TW too. So yeah,
That's one of the biggest thing I've noticed with a lot of people with Galactic Legends. It's like it's a heavy investment gear wise in order to get it right, but a lot of people don't have the mods in order to like fully support that team. The mods don't keep up with your gear and your roster, so it's something that's definitely a big part of this game where you can have all the characters, but if you don't have the mods to support it, like it's not going to work out the same way you want. So mods are definitely a huge part of how you keep these teams going. And like Good Marie said, it can change the way you mod like Finn and Poe and how you use them too. So
I think a lot of people are finding out now that when they got their Luke and their Palp, like, wow, you know, I can put 90 speed on my Luke. Like I just don't have, you know, I think a lot of people are finding that out.
Yeah,
that's why I'm in no rush to get Palpatine. So
yep, no, that makes sense. Okay, next question here to Ramon. So Ramon, question to you from Darsion 1972, and his question is CG still counting characters as quote unquote oceans of content? When will we be getting a new raid? It's not even worth hitting the Sith raid since I don't have Supreme Leader Kylo and can't take top 10.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that they're counting characters as content. I mean, obviously they don't count. Obviously, they count anything that they release as content. I mean, that's the way they go. But I mean, like, listen, the one thing I'll give them for this year is it's a crazy year, right? So, I mean, I do want to factor that into any criticisms that you give as far as lack of content is concerned for this particular season, because I mean at the end of the day I don't know how limited they are in California there or where they're working to create content. So if they're obviously set back physically because they can't be at the office or whatnot with creating stuff for this year, and that's kind of why there's been a huge lull in content this year, then that's, I think, somewhat understandable. But they should also say that, right? Like, listen, hey, sorry, we know that you guys expected a raid this year. We know you guys were supposed to get abilities with these relics. We know that you guys were supposed to get a whole ton of stuff, and this stuff hasn't come. And we're transparent, so we definitely just want to let you know that we're still working on those things. Galactic challenges is still a work in progress, so we're going to try to continue to improve that. We hope that you guys enjoy the game, and here's a couple of free Chewy shards. You know what I'm saying? Something to say, hey, listen, we understand, that you guys were expecting something a little bit more, and we know that we promised you a few things towards the end of last year, and those things haven't come to fruition yet, but they will down the road, at least in some shape or form. Maybe not as exactly we originally planned. I still think that I don't think that they're just going to give us free abilities with these relics like that. That to me now at this point seems like they're just going to find some other way to charge us to get those things, right? Like they're going to give us some other way to get ability mats to get that. Because the way it was originally portrayed to me, at least as far as I'm concerned, is that, if I relic somebody to relic 7 from that video I saw, I'm getting an ability for that character. Right now, I don't think that that's going to be the case. I don't think that I'm suddenly going to wake up one day and have like abilities for all my relic characters, right? So they're going to find some way to monetize that, which they have to do. It's a free-to-play game, but I mean, at the end of the day, again, I kind of feel like there's definitely an excuse for this year, but they should be a little bit more transparent about why there hasn't been anything other than these galactic challenges. And again, they did promise us a few things like the raid, and they should give us some sort of a progress report and not pretend like, it's just not even on their radar at the moment, So that's just my opinion.
I think that's fair. I'll also say, remember when we were asking for the rock, paper, scissors meta, and we literally got Kylo and Rey doing rock, paper, scissors as an event, right? So they told us, we're getting oceans of content, right? What did we get? We got new planets in Galactic Legends or Galactic Challenges. And what do those planets have? Oceans! So we got oceans of content with all of the new planets with Galactic Challenges. They have lived up to their word.
How do you go check my body? I come back to that nonsense. Someone staff in.
Yeah, me too, man.
Someone shit his ass.
I'm telling you right now, they have lived up to it. They said we're getting oceans of content, and we got oceans. from the planets
What?
Finn,
in galactic
That is-
challenges.
that is the most bullshit thing I've ever heard.
Word.
Dude, seriously. Come on, man.
Have you
Ranger
better
gets
than
up for a minute. We get dad jokes infinity.
You know,
Better
Ryan.
than that, Finn.
Hey,
Better
I'm
than
not
that.
dad joking. We asked for a rock, paper, scissors meta. Did we not get Kylo and Rey playing rock, paper, scissors as part of the Galactic Legend?
Well, you've
No.
had these jokes in your pocket for a couple weeks now,
No,
haven't you?
no.
Been-
What we got
Oh,
was
it's been
Saving
this way.
these.
They do everything literally.
Honestly, they are actually trending in that direction, though. Definitely with the 4 Galactic Legends. So I mean, it seems like they are listening in that regard. So it does seem like they are kind of heading towards a. I mean, if we eventually have like 6 Galactic Legends and they're all kind of meta at the same time, I mean that'd be really cool. You know, I mean, if you could go any way you want and you're still viable in arena, that's awesome. You know?
As long as
Paulo
it
Garay
is like
has it.
that, though, and it's not a case of you'll need this galactic legend to beat this galactic legend, and you'll need this galactic legend to beat this galactic. That would suck, because that means you just need to have like 3 or 4 galactic legends to climb, and that'd be painful. I'd hate that. But I like diversity in arena, but not where it's kind of like you have to have everything, otherwise you are screwed.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Finn, you said that we got the rock, paper, scissors with that event. No, we didn't. What do we got? We got feint strike, parry strike. Feint strike, parry strike.
Well,
feint
that's
strike,
because
parry
of copyright
strike. That's what we
issues. That's
freaking
because
got,
of
man.
copyright
That's
issues.
not rock, paper, scissors. That's follow instructions. That's all that is.
Yeah, and sometimes they even forget how to follow the instructions. They get that freaking question mark on their
I
head.
know.
Goes, wait,
Oh,
rock,
God.
paper. Oh God! Wait, I lost
Isn't
my
it
hand.
indicative of when Trump took that cognitive test?
Did someone
Oh,
say
I'm
me?
keeping it at that, man.
It
I'm
was
keeping it at that. I'm keeping it at
astronaut,
that.
bubblegum, laser beam.
Paulo Garay has it perfect though.
Laser
Camino,
beam.
literally an ocean of content.
Oh.
Paulo Garay is awesome. I love that. Literally, scribe.
That's an ocean. That's an ocean of Finn's bull explanation.
is.
That's what it is.
I can't get up.
You make this crap up, man.
He's fallen into the ocean of content and can't get up.
I nearly drowned in it.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's tough stuff, man.
Wheels are falling off, ladies and gentlemen. The wheels are off.
Finn had him a latte this morning, boy. He's fired up.
Me? No, I had fruit snacks. That's what that gave you.
Oh, Welch's fruit snacks.
Welch's
Delicious.
fruit snacks made with real
Nourishing.
fruit. Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
All right. All right. Back up to the top here to Heinze. Question from
Yes.
Hadriel Jetberg. And Hadriel's
Hey,
question: what is the wiser investment for a GAC focused account? 3 months to develop multiple Galactic Legend counters, or 6 to 8 months to get my first counter?
First, 3 to 4 months to get multiple gives yourself more variety depending on who you go up against. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. It really does. I think it's better than spending 6 months to get a viable one. I think, yeah, go for a couple because I mean, depending on who you come up against. Yeah, no, it's the question. Your first Galactic Legend.
He meant Galactic Legend,
Yeah.
so he
Okay. So,
6 to 8
develop
months for first Galactic Legend, or 3
counters
months
or
for
get your Galactic Legend. Get your Galactic Legend. Get your Galactic Legend first. Just work on that. Slow farm it if you need to. It doesn't need to be done yesterday, but you should always be working towards that as a goal. Whichever one you want, doesn't matter. Your choice. You pick what you like. But yeah, you'd always have that as priority and then work everything else around that, in my opinion, one way or another.
All right.
And depending on which Galactic Legend you go for, too, right? You might be working on some of the other counters as well. Like, again, Jedi Master Luke has one of the best series of characters that you need in order to get him, right? So
Correct.
if you get him, you're getting like the CLS team and all the things associated with it. CLS can potentially counter some of the newer ones for now. We may see a buff with Luke and Palpatine.
Yeah, but if you're farming, if you're farming Jedi Luke anyway, you're already on the way to farming, Galactic Jedi Master Luke. I mean, that's the point. So, pick which way you want to go. If you want to go down the free to play, you go towards Sith Emperor, Sith Eternal Emperor. If you want to go down that track, we know that one obviously, is value for money. But otherwise, yeah, go if you're going for Jedi Luke anyway. And Luke is a fantastic character to have in your roster. I'm not going to lie. And then you're already on the way to getting, Galactic Legend Luke. That makes sense for sure. So you should always be focusing on it, not as a direct point, but as a waypoint. You work on waypoints and work your way towards it eventually, and you'll be fine.
Okay. Makes sense.
All right.
Okay, next up for Scribe. So Scribe, question to you from John Moran, who, by the way, will be joining us for D&D later today at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on our Twitch channel. Just plugging that
Well,
now.
that's science.
Yeah, shameless RSG plug. Hooray! All right. Question from John Moran. What does everyone think the next batch of Galactic Legends could be? Do you think they will go back and finish the Old Republic?
No. I don't think they're going to randomly jump back to Old Republic. I know there's been a lot of community push to try and go for like Galactic Legend Kenobi and like a Fallen Anakin from the prequels. May well be, but at this point, it's quite hard to tell what the next set will be. What we can probably assume is, like Ranger alluded to earlier, that we've got like a 6-month cadence between these GLs, which as a free-to-play, it hurts me because that's a lot of farming to get done every 6 months, you know? So we can probably expect something to drop in March for new GLs. They'll probably get announced at like Christmas time. But what it might be is usually constrained by the likes of Disney. From what I gather, based on previous conversations that CG has put out there, they said they actually have very limited choice in a lot of the releases that they do. So the only thing I can think of is that we're getting Obi-Wan, the Obi-Wan series, and we've got Mando content. It's too early days for us to make an assumption on if they can get GLs out of that. So maybe they're now in a position where they can choose to go back to the OT and do those Galactic Legend Kenobi and Anakin. But other than that, anybody's guess, really, man. Anybody's guess.
I have a guess.
Really, crack on.
Mara Jade Skywalker, Darth Caedus. Mark it down, March 2021.
What if they finally what if they finally released like dark / light side Revan? You
mean
Revan
the real
Reborn.
Revan?
Yeah.
Actual Revan.
Yeah.
They'll just
They
call him
could,
Revan.
or then they could do that balanced Revan, and then they could do Vitiate. I wouldn't put it past it, but then that gets it into the Old Republic again. So,
But I mean, yeah, there's nothing to stop them from going that route. Obviously, I just think it would be unlikely for us to jump back to Old Republic. Maybe they will. I don't know. Like I said, your guess is as good as mine, to be honest.
yeah, we're just talking shit. We don't know.
I want a Robot Legs Maul. Just saying.
Yeah, Robo will be awesome.
I want a Reality Skewed Gamers hat. I mean, I feel like I've been a fan long enough where I can get one of these things.
It's on our Zazzle page.
I remember a long time ago, right? I was supposed to get a copy of Perfect Dark Zero, but
What?
you know, I totally didn't claim it because I wanted you to give it to somebody else. You know what I want instead of that game? A Reality Skewed Gamers hat.
Well, let me get
It's called
this
a
straight.
mentor, bro.
Let me get this right. You win a prize that we were going to give you, so you have to give it to somebody else.
Yes.
Now you wait months, years later.
He's literally
Yeah,
trying to de-gift someone.
Yeah, here. Not
He's
months.
literally
Not-
asking for a de-gifting on the stream because
Yeah.
he gifted a game and now he wants
That's
compensation
terrible.
for it.
not months, years. Okay, that's
Yeah.
how long ago this was. All right,
Yeah.
but I mean,
This is our
no.
2019 campaign, I think, is when you won that game because that's when Stanley had the games out.
I'm kidding. Okay, but I
So it's a
I
2-year de-gift for compensation.
I'm gonna buy one. I really want one.
There's going to be a new one, by the way. So this is the 2019 hat. The maroon one is on there too. That's the 2020, and there's going to be a blue one for 2021 campaign. Which, by the way, as just a pimp, this is the new wristband. If you guys can see it, it is our color this year is blue.
Is it that blue?
Yes,
Is that
it
the
is
same
this blue.
color? Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
That's cool.
So we'll be
Okay.
looking for. I'll be looking. This is like the similar to the blue of the American Cancer Society. So we had red for the first year. We had gold last year because we were doing pediatric cancer, and this year we're doing blue to round out the colors of the ACS. So we have red and blue done. So
Could Ramon give his hat to someone else and then get one of those bracelets?
No, I want to wear that hat, man. That's a cool hat.
so he'll give it away and then ask for compensation for giving it away.
Mhm.
You're talking about it in another year.
All right. Let's see. Next question is for Loki. So Loki, actually, it's similar to the last questions. We'll get your thoughts too. So question from Regional Manager Vader. has CG already used most of their Galactic Legend capital? Outside of fallen Anakin or maybe a new Kenobi Maul Ahsoka, who else can you think of as a possible future Galactic Legend?
I don't know. I mean, they've covered all the factions. I mean, I kind of want to just say, look at the factions and see what they can add to it. So, I mean, they've done Resistance, they've done First Order, Jedi, and Sith. So, the next Galactic Legend probably is going to be unrelated to those factions. So, I mean, can they do a Galactic Legend, like Bounty Hunter or a
Rebel.
an Empire tune? I mean, they could do Vader. They could do another Vader if they really wanted to. But yeah, we don't have a Galactic Legend Empire tune yet, so it'd be something along those lines, or a Bounty Hunter is what I'm thinking. So I mean, with the new Mando content, maybe they do have like a Galactic Legend Boba Fett. I don't know if that's enough, of a character, but maybe he has a big role in the upcoming series that would warrant that kind of a Galactic Legend. But yeah, I could see some kind of Empire, maybe a Bounty Hunter, and then we mentioned Old Republic. So, I mean, those are the three probably factions that are on deck. I don't see why they would make more Jedi, Sith, First Order, Resistance at this point. So, or maybe Fallen Anakin is the Empire. I don't know, and then Kenobi could be the Galactic Republic one, right? So he doesn't necessarily have to be the Jedi. They did that with Rey, right? Rey's doesn't have a Jedi tag. So could they release a General Kenobi without a Jedi tag? I don't know. That'd be.
He was never not a Jedi though, right? I mean, Kenobi. I don't think Kenobi ever wasn't a Jedi, even between episodes 3 and 4.
Well, there was
he was
always
still a
that.
Jedi. He was just in.
There was always that. Yeah. So in between episode 3 and 4, right? He was kind of there's obviously fan fiction and all that out there, like concept art, and he basically just went to Tatooine and became Luke's guardian.
Yeah.
And yeah, he put his lightsaber away in a box and said, screw it.
Yeah.
The Jedi screwed me and the Galactic, the Galactic Republic screwed me. So I mean, he was obviously butthurt. So I mean, yeah, you could have a hermit old Ben of some sort, or a General Kenobi, but old General Kenobi, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so who knows? But I'm feeling Empire more so, and then if they make it a fallen Anakin of some sort, I don't know, but definitely those would be on deck, I think, right now.
It would be great if instead of reworking Mace Windu, they just made GL Mace Windu and just created like a sick version.
They should
of Mace
upgrade
Windu.
everybody, man. Just if you got a Relic 7 Mace Windu, you got a free upgrade. Screw it,
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you for holding him, and relic him up. But that'd be funny. But yeah, I would just say Empire and Galactic Republic of some sort, I think, is next.
Okay.
All right.
Next question, Gom. Question to you from Dan B. What's an easy bugs counter not using Vader or Traya? Can Mon Mothma do it?
Absolutely, Mon Mothma. That's what I use every Grand Arena. It actually, though, I say that it failed for me for the first time. I think round 1 against Brumder. I got a good old fashioned ass whooping. That's the first round, so that one went terrible. Yeah, Mon Mothma definitely can do it. But you want at least one, if not 2 characters going before Brood Alpha. I personally like my favorite bugs counter of Mon Mothma is Mon Mothma, Biston, Pal, 3PO, and Scout. I know 3 of those characters are super unrealistic, so you can't sub in Cara Dune. If you can get Cara Dune and Biston out before the bugs, I think it'd work about the same as 3PO. You're going to remove the turn meter with Cara Dune, then speed your whole team up with Biston. And then the other 2, if you wanted to use somebody like Lando or maybe Wig, since you guys are leveling him up for Luke, that could possibly work. I do think if you guys are really serious about Mon Mothma team, you at the very least really need to get Scout up there. If you guys are the higher GP, Scout's a character much like Resistance Trooper. You could take him up to gear 13. You could probably put, depending on your GP, 2 to 4 relics on him, and he won't even affect your Grand Arena matchups but he makes a huge impact on that team. The turn meter gain is what is it, 45% chance I think they get turn meter, but he's assisting every turn. And if you can get out your whole team out in front of, you're going to give turn meter. So it's pretty good. He hits pretty hard too. His relic is pretty nice in terms of the stat boost he gets. Mon Mothma, we mentioned Cam earlier. Mon Mothma, I think, to really make the very best team offensively, you're going to have to gear up some of these more obscure rebels. But I've seen a lot of people put Mon Mothma on defense with just the characters needed for Luke, and it's holding pretty decent. So
yeah. And I think it depends on where you are too, right? I know I put Mon Mothma on defense, and it's just because people don't know how to counter it or what exactly it does. Because they basically like the bugs 2.0, and people don't realize it with how many attacks they get off and the res and all of that. So it's an interesting one. Sorry, Scribe, were you saying something?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
There you go.
Don't lie. I wasn't lying. No. I said nothing.
Yeah. So Mon Mothma is a fun team. So
it's a very good team. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very good team.
Yes. I am actually working on my House Rebel Scout slowly for that one. I'm going to try to get it up to like gear 11 and 12 because with my GAC, gear 12 still is viable. So
right.
So
I'm
bottom
working
going on.
It is. It's the bottom.
It do keep in mind, guys, when I answer these questions, I do try to make them generic answers, but it is coming from the perspective of somebody with 7 million GP. So I realize a lot of my answers are kind of obscure. I'll be more than happy to take a look at your roster and stuff if you message me on Discord and try to give you options that work for your roster. I've done that a couple times on the show, so you can message me on Discord if you want, man.
I wouldn't forget about the Jawas either, right? I'm going to throw them out there. Jawas can counter the bugs. Only problem is they're going to be a point loss. You're basically expecting somewhere between 47 to 50 if you have the appropriate Jawas against the Geos. You'll get the one-time victory, but again, point loss makes it almost as if it's a second attempt. So use that how you want, but the Jawas also work in a pinch if you're trying to counter the bugs, and you need to be within about 2 gear levels of them, or actually within 1 gear level of them. But Galactic Legends, you can kind of count as like every 2 relic levels, or not Galactic. Every relic character, every 2 you can count as like 1 gear level to be within. So Jawas can also work, but big point loss. You don't get that quite as much with Mon Mothma.
Yeah, if you like, I'm finding Scarecrow Pathfinder kind of helps because he's so tanky. For those of you guys that have a really decked out Scarecrow Pathfinder, I feel like he can kind of ward off the Jawas. Like everyone, if you got gear 11, 12, maybe even gear 13 Jawas, Scarecrow Pathfinder's so beefy. He kind of survives the Jawa onslaught. So that's an option. Very, very good team. Mon Mothma. I think you guys, if you're going after Luke, you'll be very pleased with even just the components you get out of the event itself. So yeah, it's definitely cool.
All right.
Okay. Question from Ramon. Then we have one around the corn question, and then we'll start going into the fun questions to wrap it up here. Ramon, question to you. What else? 73. With him taking as long as he needs to get to 7-star, is Cam too difficult to obtain? Is there too much RNG as a factor?
You get him to
the 7-star.
I mean, we had this discussion on our stream, on my stream last week, I think, or the week before. We were saying I was saying oh, well, Cam, and people were saying oh, Ramon, you always complain about how you want these chase characters, and Cam is a chase character. He is. I don't know. I feel like, he is really difficult to get, but it's kind of worth it because, long term, you're going to be happy that maybe by the time you have them, if for some people that aren't going to have, I'm not going to have a 7-star Cam for probably, at least 6 more months. You know what I mean? So if maybe by the time I have him, maybe there'll be more characters in the game to add so that he's basically a viable faction to be thrown into. Maybe there'll be a real place for him or a home for him at some point. But I mean, as far as RNG is concerned, I don't think it's just too much RNG. I think that they meant or intended for it to be hard. Unfortunately, I just don't think that, he's that good. I'm not saying he's bad, but he's not like, he's not like, it's just a character that, you're going to have to be glad to achieve more than be glad for the, like Loki said earlier, like, he's more of an end game character that you're going to he's kind of niche, that you're going to use. So it's not somebody that's going to blow your socks off or somebody who's going to change the meta or anything like that. So, for somebody who's such a long chase, but Vader was the same thing, right? Like we chased after Vader for a long time and Vader was not good. Especially then, Vader was, basically unusable at that point, and we all wanted him. And same thing. I want Cam, but I don't think it's too much RNG. I think again, thank God it's not a character that you have to have. Because if it was, then everybody be in trouble, because you really would want to get the character as fast as possible. Because Cam is kind of for the most part unnecessary. It's not as bad that he takes so long to get, if that makes any sense.
It does, and we know Lightside GOTB inherently was put at a difficulty that almost felt like beyond what we currently had, right? So the fact that it took Cam so long to get is, I think, just a microcosm of that. It's just the fact that Lightside GOTB was scaled so high. But, and maybe this is a general question to all of you guys, IPD had some use when he was first there, but in terms of the characters we're getting from territory battles, right? Is Watt the only one that has really shown that he's been truly worth the effort to get? Because we've had IPD, who had niche uses, Rolo, who never really had anything, we had Watt, and now Cam, and Cam is looking okay to bring some life to Jedi, but again, doesn't seem necessary like Watt does, right? So how do you guys feel about these like rare chase characters in these territory battles? Do they need to up their game on there based on how long it takes? Because some of these guys may even take longer to get than the Galactic Legends in some cases based on people's guilds.
I definitely think they do. I think they have to, because it's like you're saying, Watt is basically a necessary character now. He's such an integral part of so many counters to GL teams. And even if he wasn't, he brings a lot of teams a lot more viability. He's useful everywhere, The others really aren't. I mean, like IPD is maybe the next useful one, because even though his self-destruct now is no longer as useful as it once was, he has still found use with his Zeta in the target lock, meaning that certain counters can no longer gain buffs and that sort of thing. So he has some use. But Rolo, her use is being an unlock requirement for Jedi Knight Luke. That's her use. Cam does have use, but I would argue very, very late game, and his use is still limited in so much as he will be able to counter some old meta teams, but he's not a pivotal part of countering a new GL team or anything like that. Plus, I think having these characters and these special, I know you call them chase characters, special mission unlock characters, be part of a guild push, I think is a good thing, because it helps bring guilds together in a joint goal. So everybody farms this particular team, they get these particular mod sets, they figure out the strategy, and you all push for it together to unlock it as a unit, It's kind of like raid characters. That I think is good for guilds, and it's good for community. So with that in mind, to incentivize that further, they need to have these characters have a lot more use. Like Watt is a perfect example, because he is fantastic, but the others just don't live up, in my opinion. No. That's my piece.
I also think that like kind of part of the reason that the characters aren't as meta is because of the way you obtain them. Like, so if let's say, like I said earlier, like let's say Cam was Jedi Knight Luke, right? And he's just this amazing character, and now like half the world can't get him for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, and only the elite guilds are able to get this guy. Then that's going to cause people to be upset too. So I think that there's a methodology behind the character not being too great to say.
Totally.
I mean? So that makes a little sense.
But I think they found that balance with Watt, to be honest, because he is great, but he is not like the cornerstone of a meta team that holds on defense. He's like very useful in theory crafting, very useful in raids, very useful in counters, but not necessarily what you would leave on defense and that sort of thing. I think they found a nice balance where he is a great character to have, but he is not a necessary character to have, not 100% necessary. and certainly not even at 7 stars. You can make use, like I do, with a 6-star Watt that's at gear 7. He's got the Zeta. That's all he needs. Get one tech piece out. It's fine. Sometimes that's all you need. Give Vader the weapons tech mod and you're done. You've got a GL counter. So I think if they can bring them up to that sort of level, and hey, we were discussing earlier about potential future GL being Galactic Republic. Maybe that's going to give Ki-Adi-Mundi some incredibly useful synergy in the future. If we get a Galactic Republic Jedi as a new GL, throw Cam in there, get a bunch of other Galactic Republic Jedi in there as well, and all of a sudden you've got an absolutely monstrous team, right? I mean, I know we're talking speculation here, but you never know. It is a long farm.
I'm not disagreeing with you guys at all. But I will say, in terms of Cam, I think we should I don't know. I feel like we should wait because I just looked on SWGOH. There's a total of 51 in the entire game, 7-star Cams, 48 Gear 13 plus. I don't know. Like I'm kind of holding back on making a judgment on him right now. I just want to. I don't have him, but a lot of my guildmates do. So I don't know. We're going to see. I think he's really going to favor those with very, very deep mod depth in terms of like offense percentage, health percentage. I think he's going to. I think he's going to be pretty good. But at the expense of another team. Like you're going to have to basically. Do I want a Cam team or do I want a Padme team? Do I want another Jedi team, or do I want to make this Cam team? So there's gonna be a lot of decisions to make. It's pretty
Wasn't
dynamic.
that one of the benefits though, Gom, of like IPD and Watt, which is basically you didn't have to 7-star them. You could unlock them, and you had that massive damage from IPD right off the bat, and he was usable at like the unlock. Same thing with Watt. They were available right at the beginning, right? And it's a fair point to wait until more people have him at higher relics, especially with where the game is right now with the relics and all of that. But even with relics out, Watt was viable as soon as you unlocked him, right? We were saying gear him up, get that Zeta on him, and start using him because he's viable at 3 stars. Is that maybe a downfall of Cam where he should have been more useful even at the lower one? So you don't have to wait until 7 stars on an event that shows up every 2 months or every month. Sorry, once a month.
I'm not disagreeing with you guys at all. I'm not trying to make the case that he's going to be just as good as Watt. There's zero chance. Watt is super dynamic. Like he can go on any team, whereas Cam is purely Galactic Republic. I think Cam's kit's a little different than Watt. Like Watt gives out, health, protection, regeneration, stuff like that, but he's giving it to characters that are more than likely going to be, Gear 13 relics. He's giving his buffs to good characters, whereas Cam, you really need him up there to really benefit from the stat boost and stuff his kit gets. So, again, I'm not disagreeing with you guys at all. I just
we're not saying that you just don't want to say Cam is awful. We don't know yet.
That's basically.
I certainly don't think he's awful either.
Yeah.
I'm
not trying to argue. I just looked just out of curiosity. There's only 51 of them in the entire game at 7-star. That's crazy for as long as Lightside TV's been out. That's nuts. So,
I mean, and for context, right? I'm in a 240 million GP guild. We have 1 shard so far, I think, and that was in the last TB. Somebody managed to get him because the characters needed for him are just not the ones people are focusing on.
No.
So it's unfortunate. Right? For the first ones, we were all pushing. I can tell you right now, for the first TBs, we're like, let's get IPD. Even Rolo to some extent. We're like, let's just everyone work because the characters weren't that far out there that it felt like you were going out of your way and hurting your roster in order to get Rolo.
You could do it like Gear 8, couldn't you? Back then. But now it's like R7 or bust.
Yeah. All the gear requirements and stuff for these are making these events like less fun, I think, in some cases, because you're literally relicking characters and like gearing up characters that are, and this is why I say like I bottom fluff. Getting these kind of characters into your relics hurts your roster in GAC. The matchups are based on the top end of your roster, so you're literally saying help the guild to get these shards, but if your roster doesn't have a lot of relics and your relics include like the characters you need for Cam, it's like, well, okay, well, either do it for the guild and hurt your GAC or don't help the guild. And it feels bad. Like I feel bad I'm not working on the Cam characters, but I don't want to ruin my GAC experience by relicking characters and throwing them in the top that aren't ones that I want to. So
to be fair, though, you could do a lot worse than Shakti clones.
you could, but Shakti is kind of. I mean, so I did work on Shakti a little bit, but Shakti is kind of useless now, right? I have gas. Why am I working on Shakti?
She's great in raids. I would call her useless. She's quite diverse. I feel Shakti.
She is, but now with gas, it's just like I don't need Shakti anymore. Even in raids, and like even raids, I don't do too much anymore because I have all the stuff. I'd rather let other people get the gear who are competing a little bit higher. So I mean, it depends on where you are in the game too. I know I'm more bottom fluffy and that kind of stuff. So
You are bottom fluffy.
I think most bottom fluffy.
I am bottom fluffy.
I think most guilds though are kind of being more relaxed on Cam. Like I think that like it's not because he's not necessary really. A lot of people aren't really like. I think with Watt there was a lot more pressure for everybody to get Watt. You know what I'm saying? Because Watt is like so important in the game. With Cam, I think that I don't really feel pressure from my guild to get cam shards. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like, not saying that they don't want them. I'm sure they definitely want everybody to get all that stuff done, of course. But I'm saying like at the end of the day, it's like, if you're still focusing on, they'd rather you focus on getting galactic legends, right? And things like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool.
This is an interesting change in the game with how relics and everything got introduced and the difficulty of light side GOTV in particular. It's definitely made.
This is me, or did he go Roboto?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I was just saying, I don't know if it was me
Ice
either.
House SWGOH.
Yeah.
And robot.
What happened?
Man.
Oh, okay. Are we good?
Yeah, it happened to you it's happened to you a couple times so far.
Yeah, it just said internet connection is unstable, so apologize for that. So
You reckon the kangaroo generators are bad? Just saying.
no, the porgs don't have enough fruit snacks fed into them, so I have to go feed them later. So
You got fruit snacks?
yeah, fruit snacks for the porgs. They're on that little hamster wheel. I've decided to upgrade from hamsters to porgs on the hamster wheel to power my internet, and the porgs are low on fruit snack energy. So
Pork harder, bro.
Well, if you use Welch's fruit snacks, they're made with 100% real fruit and really make that energy go much, much longer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they are not designed to replace your daily fruit intake. So just remember that. Use them as a snack, not as a substitute. All right. Ice House. I really want them to sponsor me. Ice House SWGOH. So here's a question. We'll go around the corner here, starting with Heinze. Said, beside a ship loadout, what quality of life update would you want in the game? We'll get one from everyone. So what is your one quality of life update that you would want?
Send the tank raid, please.
There we go. Scribe.
Sort mods out, man. Give us more space. Like, give us more ways to filter mods. Let us filter them by level. Let us filter them by multiple different categories. Please. I hate mods. Well, no, I love mods, but I hate mod management. It's just cumbersome. Fix it.
Okay. Loki?
Ship loadouts for squads.
Oh, yeah.
Well, outside of that, he said besides ship loadouts.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
that
sorry.
one's the one we all agree on. Yeah.
Ship
So-
loadouts. That's what I mean. That's the number one on my mind right now.
It's the number 1, 2, and 3 on Loki's list is ship loadouts. All right. Gum.
Well, you guys took all the good ones, so let me. I guess in terms of mod management, if you can't give us more space, allow our inbox to hold them in there for longer than 3 days. Like, give us, like, if you purchase a mod out of the mod store and it goes over cap, you got 30 days to claim it. Make it to where if we're farming mods or if we get mods from events or something, if it hits our cap and they go into our inbox, give us 30 days to sort them out, because there's nothing worse than doing like the Dooku assault battle and having 30 mods in your inventory. You only got 3 days to sort it out. Like, give us some time to get to the overflow, I guess. If that makes any sense.
Yep. Ramon?
I mean, Maurice literally stole the exact thing I was going to say, but I will say, just more mod space. Yes. I mean, I think that we should be able to at this point. I think, at this point, if Google can do it, Galaxy of Heroes can do it. Let's just give us unlimited mod space. Unlimited. Yeah.
I think-
like
I'm with you guys.
it should be so big that I shouldn't ever have to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, 500 at this point with how many characters are in the game. Is it still 500?
Yeah.
Yeah, 500 at this point is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I would say, I can't remember who brought it up, but I think someone brought it up on Jedi Academy last week, and I thought about the idea, and it's like, it's a really good idea. Leave the mod inventory, like what you're dealing with and the characters, that's exactly what it is, but create like your own separate mod warehouse where you can switch characters in that or switch mods. So you have like one just giant storage bin of mods that just sit there. And then you can switch them into your active mods that you can switch between characters and stuff. So if their concern is that what you have with the characters, like what they have the characters reading through in terms of their backend database and stuff is just limited in size, create a separate one that has no size limit and allow us to switch between the two. So it's like you have your chest of mods and then your used mods, and you can just kind of switch in useful mods into when you need it and then remod and just be able to filter both of those. You can create two separate mods systems. I'm not going to complain about that. If you give us one that's limited to 500, but another one that's basically like your mod reserves, your mod bank, whatever you want to call it, that you can always just reach into and pull a mod if you wanted to, I would be 100% in favor of that.
What you also brought to my mind now with that, Finn, is that please give us the option to swap mod sets on characters, so that I can take my DR mod sets and I can throw that on Shakti and they swap their mods instead of pulling all of hers off, chucking them into the inventory, and then I've got no space and I have to delete some mods, or I have to, please just let us swap them over. It's just
That'd be good too. Yeah, that'd be helpful.
Cleaner. Just for the cam mission, when you just want to swap certain mods, or for raids and you just want to swap certain mods on certain characters, it would just be so much easier. Oh my God. Please do stuff with mods. Please.
Doc Diggler, you're right. It does sound like mod storage with more steps, right? Which is exactly what it is. But they've told us they have limitations on how much mods we can have with the characters. So it's in like most games where you have your backpack, which allows you to increase your immediate storage. And then you have like some other storage of a chest or a bank or something like that, which allows you to do extra storage. That's what we're basically asking for. What we have right now is the equivalent of a backpack. And now we need our separate chest storage away from the characters that we can always just kind of dip into and move mods over.
At the very least, now there should be 1,000 mods space in there. That should double it for sure.
Yeah.
At the very.
I agree. Okay, so let's go jump into the fun questions as we're wrapping up here. So first question, what else 73? Finn, if you love fruit snacks so much, why don't you marry them? It's illegal. Next question, Nightmare. Finn. Finn has turned me to the dark side, got me to download Among Us, and then promptly killed me and laughed for his own enjoyment. It's not wrong. Ranger, how do you stay a saint when you're surrounded by devils?
Well, it's called cocaine.
There you go. Yeah, apparently, yeah. Okay, Andrew Kopta.
He's constantly high.
Andrew Kopta, question. What is the second word in the title of this game? War is hell. Bring the child. You guys are not...
Please refer to my previous statement.
That's awful. It's awesome and awful at the same time, Andrew Kopta. Throwing that out there. Gav P, question. Is missing Jedi Academy for beer and tacos in a craft beer tap room okay as long as I catch you guys on catch up?
Yep.
I know it's not Tuesday.
Absolutely.
I'm crazy like
no,
that.
I don't,
Yeah.
No, that goes without question.
Yes.
Yes, you're excused. Let's see. Darth Scion, question for Ranger and Gom. How much would the skewers have to donate to the ACS to have you both remod Ramon's roster on a live stream? We'd love to see the roast of Ramon again. I'm going to throw this out there really quick. Next week, we are on our Halloween day of charity. So we're going to start off with actually Loki and Ranger hosting a Magic the Gathering tournament, followed by on Twitch at midnight, almost 11:59 p.m. We're going to be doing our Phasmophobia stream for the ACS and scare alerts for the ACS. So next week we won't have Jedi Academy, but the following week we're hoping to throw a Jedi Academy extravaganza for the charity stuff. So
how much would it take,
Ranger?
Dom?
How much would it take you to remod Ramon's life?
You guys already did it.
Yeah,
It wasn't that long ago.
You damn well know, Gom, quit playing, that he has not done a goddamn thing with any of his mods, so we'd have to start from scratch again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking 2,500. What are you thinking, Gom?
That sounds good, and that's 2,500 a piece.
Jesus Christ! What an expensive remod.
So it's a $5,000 challenge on Tiltify to remod Ramon's.
Yep.
Okay. So do you want Ranger and Gom to remod Ramon's roster a $5,000 challenge?
I don't even have that link anymore. Where are we at, Finn? I don't have the link anymore.
We're over 7,600.
Oh, very
I have to
nice.
double check the final total, but we're over 7,600 right now.
For 9,000.
No, we're not over
yet.
9,000.
Not yet.
Not
Okay.
yet.
Ramon, how do you feel about that? $5,000 challenge, and good old Maurice and Ranger on a live stream will remod your roster.
I think that's they're giving me such a great discount on this deal. I mean, like I'm so shocked by the how cheap that is. No, but I mean seriously,
You could always up it there, Ramon. Might want to keep your mouth shut.
My mods is an ever-changing environment. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like it's a work in progress. So
What?
It's always something
The
that
biggest
that needs a
pile
little
of
bit.
bullshit you've ever spouted here. What do you mean it's a
Ray
work in
Rock.
progress? There's no work or progress ever. Get out of here.
Ray Rock said throw Finn in
God
there,
damn
and I'll
it.
consider it. I'm broken from Remon.
Yeah, that broke Finn. I mean, that really did. Oh boy, that when we were getting him, trying to get him gas. I tried to warn him. I tried to warn him ahead of time, like, Finn, I'm just telling you, when we get in here, you're gonna see some shit. Like, no, I got it, Ranger. I can handle it. Shut up.
Hey, we
Ranger.
got phase 2. I was optimistic coming out of phase 2. Phase 4.
I did eventually do it, so I did eventually get it done. But you know what it is yes, when you don't do anything with your mods for an extended period of time, you're going to fall way behind. But it's such an arduous task, mods. I got to tell you, it really is. I mean, and it's one of those. I mean, I'm not going to go into it too long, but it's one of those things where it's just such a, like, when you want to start remodding or working on your mods, it just seems like such a tall hill to climb every time that it's just like you always think of just something better to do, and you find some other way to push it to the side. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if I think to myself, like, all right, it's time to sit down and do mods, and then I'm like, actually, I'm going to play some Rocket League. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, but before I know it, it's like, a time that I thought I was going to set aside to do that is now on something else. I just, I like I love the game. I just hate the mods aspect of it. But I know that it's obviously a very, very important part of the game. So it sucks because you really do need to have good mods to be competitive. Fortunately, at this point, I'm not super competitive, so it's okay. I can still just have fun and play periodically without the mod situation being too heavily important. But I mean, at the end of the day, obviously my guild mates probably don't like hearing that. So let's just pretend I didn't say that.
I'll say.
Bimasu. Do the Bimasu call. You're lucky it's 6 o'clock in the morning where he lives.
Yeah.
Bimas is definitely going to type into the chat right now. Like he
He's
heard
it. His ears are burning. What the hell did you say? I'll say, since it's at 5,000, I will join Ranger and good old Maurice and torture myself.
God bless you, Finn. But
I mean, I was disagreeing, Ranger. I mean,
no, we're doing it. We're doing it. It's going to be the challenge. It's going to be the ultimate challenge that is set during the Jedi Academy.
Right, but do you realize how much pressure would be on us to mod his roster perfectly for $5,000? Like, I don't know if I could handle it.
It's not that. It's more of the
I don't know if I can
labor.
handle the pressure.
It's more of the labor.
and here's the best part, good old Maurice. With Remon's depth of mods, perfect is going to be
subject to interpretation.
We have to make sure he has the mods first, right? Which is going to be the biggest part. So somehow he's going to have the mods in order for us to do that. So I think we're okay.
It's a labor of love, Ranger.
No, it's not. It's a labor of pain and suffering caused by a potato head. So let's just leave that. Let's just call it what it is.
All right, a few more questions here. Nathaniel Morgan, question for Loki. What's a Visas Mar? I haven't heard that name in so long.
That's the name I haven't heard since before you started playing the game.
She needs to be a Sith or she needs to be something, man.
She sucks.
Yeah, she's horrible, man. And
with a decent kit too, just doesn't fit.
It just doesn't fit anywhere.
She might help Sith Eternal Emperor, man.
I don't know.
Sith. It's I don't know. I don't know what they do with that tune, but she needs something.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of tunes like that on the bench that need something, so they need to hook us up.
All right.
Okay. Next question, Darcyan 1972. Question for Gom. Always good to see you. How's your back feeling? I hope better, as we all know we love all of your dance moves for the ACS.
Oh, it's good. It's good to go now. I would say 98% recovered. You know, I don't want to say 100 and then me like bend over later to pick up my shoe and just fall over. So,
oh God, the money.
Yeah, it's good, man. Thanks for asking. Yeah, everything's good to go here.
Okay. Neo Venom 2, question for Finn. Why haven't you left out the fruit snacks and porg nuggets? Cenobite Baby Yoda is very angry. There is no Cenobite Baby Yoda. You are awful, Neo Venom. Awful. Just awful. Leave Baby Yoda alone. The child does not need to become a Cenobite Baby Yoda. And then last question, Darcyan 1972, question for Finn. Are you streaming your GAC today? And if so, will it be on Twitch? I think Ranger's going to stream on Twitch, so I'll stream mine on YouTube probably around 3 or 3:30. I'll set up an event, and you guys will be able to see that. But yeah, it'll be on YouTube today, since Ranger's doing his on Twitch. So
yeah, I've got it already set up on Twitch that we're ready to rock and roll. And the cool thing is you're getting double the pleasure, double the fun, because Loki's hanging out. We're going to do his GAC right afterwards.
Oh,
yeah, baby!
Oh.
Yeah, baby,
There
we
you
got got double the GAC action for you. Usually you have to pay triple for that, but not with us. You're getting a buy one get one free with that shit right there. All right, so for wrapping up, let's let everybody go around the corner and pimp their stuff. Big shout out to Finn today because I am a mess because that hill is destroying me. All I'm doing is watching chat and make sure the stream works. Finn's doing all the questions. Good Lord. So big shout out to Finn. We can get some Finn in the chat. Don't put fruit snacks or I'll get angry. But you can definitely
Fruit snacks my nickname. It's fine.
No. Finn.
Loki has deemed me fruit snack.
Normal Finns in the chat, please, for doing a good job.
I'm okay with fruit.
I'm trying to give you a goddamn compliment. Don't. Oh, Finn. God damn it, man. Seriously.
Nothing would help my
Shut
quest
up,
to get
Finn.
Welch's to sponsor me
Jesus
than people putting
Christ.
fruit snack in chat. I'm just
Oh,
throwing
my God.
As a grown man to another grown man, it'd be a little difficult for me to call you fruit snack.
Yeah.
Sounds like his prison name.
Yeah. That's why I was trying to avoid the subject altogether, and Finn's stupid ass just dug himself in and just went with it.
We could just call him Welch.
Or Gusher.
I mean,
No. So I love Gushers, but they get stuck into your teeth. That's why the best fruit snacks
you're
are
not
Welch's fruit
helping
snacks,
your-
cherries and berries.
this is not helping your case, Finn. Not in the slightest. Just be quiet.
Is it even Welch or is it Welsh? Is it Welsh's?
Remon,
or
you
Welch?
are really not helping the situation.
Yeah, it's
at all.
Welch's. All right, let's go ahead and let's wrap up this stream.
Wow, just wow. Okay.
All right,
so this is the part where we let everybody pimp their stuff. We'll start from the top and work our way around, and we'll start with Scribe Gaming. Probably hang out while we do some GAC, I'm sure. Scribe, where can folks check out at?
Y'all can find me on YouTube, Scribe Gaming, just like you see my name over here. Down there, you see it right there.
There it is.
I'm also on Twitch with the same thing. Little achievement for me this weekend. Nowhere near as the impressive achievement of Heinzie recently, smashing that 1,000 followers was it, on Twitch. Big shout out to him. I hit a 10th of that recently. I'm very happy with that. 100 followers. Please find me on there and on YouTube.
Congrats on the 100.
There you go.
Thanks,
Hey
man.
man, I finally got to catch you the other day. Usually on when I'm working, that was a good time.
It was good to have you, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Good times. All right, next is Heinzie.
Mm-hmm. Heinzie ANZGC. That's it. Check it out, YouTube. Rogue Actions on Monday mornings as well with Cubs. And we'll be doing this Monday, and then the tournament's finished, but normally do the Mondays and the Thursday mornings, and then the Gritty sessions with our boy Grit on Friday nights. So come and hang out, and it's a pretty wild ride.
Yeah. Let's see. Ramona.
And thank you. But I will be streaming tomorrow night. Hopefully with Ranger this time.
I'll be there. So it's been a crazy couple weeks, man.
Nah, man, it's totally cool. Listen, I appreciate you come whenever you do.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as that goes,
I will be there tomorrow night.
it will be streaming tomorrow night on my channel. That's me, and if you guys come check it out, me, Ranger, Gom and Abby will be having some fun. And yeah, come stop by.
All right. And then we've got the aforementioned good old Maurice, the clown baby. Where can folks check you out?
Operation Metaverse, Thursday nights, 10:30. Should have a couple videos out this week, guys. So look for those. Yeah.
Go on. All right. What was your last one? I thought you guys had a workshop too, I think, right?
Yeah, we had 3 workshops last month for the patrons. I'm actually going to go through and finish that up today. I told them I would do basically just a little video of me going through my mod inventory and deciding what to level up and stuff. So I'm gonna do that this afternoon. So look for that if you're a patron, guys. Yeah, hope to see you guys all out on Thursdays.
Word. All right. So with that, we can call this one done. Now we're gonna go right over to Twitch for me and Loki's GAC. These guys will hang out if they're going to hang out, and we'll go through and do all the teams and have fun with that. And then a little bit afterwards, we will do Finn's GAC, and then Finn, I need to talk to you about D&D. So stay tuned on that. But with that, we're going to wrap this one up. So make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe, follow us, sub us on Twitch, sub us on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up. Also, guys, see all these wonderful panelists here on all these different channels? Please go to their channels. They're linked down below in the description. They come here on a Saturday morning here in the U.S. to answer your questions. Please show them some love and support by following their channels at least, watching the videos, sub if you like the content that they're putting out there. Show them some love. You know, they're here to help you out. That's the best way you can to help them out as well, is to show them some love in return. So with that, we're gonna call this one done. So get ready for us to go over on Twitch. And last thing I'll say is wash your hands, wash your face, wear your mask, do your social distancing, especially here in the U.S. Shit's getting out of control again. It's really getting bad again. So please, please, please do the right thing. Look out for yourself. Look out for those around you. Be safe. Coronavirus is not something you want to dick around with. So with that, we're going to call this one done. Everyone have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in a few minutes over on Twitch. Let's rock and roll.